Hello and welcome to episode 15 of the Sackdown. Today we have the prodigy himself, General Sniper, top laner of 100 Thieves. I guess it's just Sniper now. For me, it's going to always be General Sniper. You're still General Sniper on Discord, so I'm still always calling you General Sniper. Welcome to the show. First thing we're starting with, how was your first and only year, now that you're retiring, in the LCS? How was your 1 year of competitive play? How did it go?
Just to clarify everything, I'm not gonna retire, guys.
Okay.
My first year was amazing. Obviously, like I couldn't have asked for a better year considering like the circumstances and everything. But I won't be retiring. I'm still gonna be playing LCS as much as possible, hopefully. But yeah, overall, it was an amazing year. I love this year.
Yeah, no, I mean it was cool to see you do your own thing because the main thing that I was hoping for is that you played like yourself when you got on stage. Because I've seen you in solo queue for so long. I've obviously played for you before. I'm pretty sure we duoed at some point. Like maybe when you were like fuck it, maybe season 10 or some shit. We probably duoed.
It was season
So
9. Season 9, we do it. I remember.
season 9 we duoed. Nice.
Yeah,
So how old were you in season? So you were 12?
I was tough. Exactly. Wait, what the heck?
No,
You knew that?
bro. No, holy shit. No,
Yeah,
this
I
is
was
just too
tough.
crazy.
No.
Yeah, so he was 12 years old. I remember doing with you back then, and you were just always somebody who was solo killing your lane all the time. Like you're always an aggressive player. You're always able to find leads. And the thing I was scared about is he gonna go into LCS and not play like himself? Is he not gonna like try to take the trades? Is he not gonna be a psychopath? Is he not gonna, be the general sniper that I know? So the one thing that I love to see was that you actually were the guy that was solo killing everyone. Like even though like you have stuff to learn about macro and whatever, you're still playing the trades and the stuff like you, which was really important. I wanted to
That's
bring
right.
it back to those early years because the first time I ever heard of you was probably when a lot of people heard of you, was that Reddit thread where V1per apparently watched you in solo queue. And you were in gold at the time. I think you might have been 11. Maybe you were.
Yeah, I
I
was
think you
11.
were.
I was 11.
Okay, so he was like, okay, we got all the ages right.
Yeah.
You're 11 years old.
Exactly.
You're in gold playing Riven, and you made a play. And V1per ended up tweeting about it and said, "I just watched my little brother make a play that has convinced me that he is going to go from gold ELO to challenger next year." And then people were like, "How old is your brother?" He's like, "He's 11 years old." And that was just amazing that you ended up doing it. Like when you were 12 years old, you ended up being challenger. Like how much had you actually played League before? Was it like something that you just started taking seriously when your brother was in LCS? Like how did this whole situation come about, and what were like the breakthroughs that allowed you to just go from gold to challenger in 1 year at such a young age?
Yeah, I mean, to like start things off, I'm so surprised that you even knew like that V1per tweeted that because that was like 6 or 7 years ago when I was like literally 10 or 11 years old. But
Yeah.
um, yeah, I don't know. Like I just saw my brother play Riven back when I was like, I don't know, same age as that, like 10, 11, and she just seemed like a really fun champion. So I just wanted to give her a try, and I just got really good at her all of a sudden. I ended up going from like gold to like challenger in one season from 11 to 12, I think it was, and then yeah, I mean that's where everything started. That's where like my entire journey started from there.
Was it just mechanics, or was there like any specific like breakthrough that you remember having where you're like, oh, now I'm just gonna start like skyrocketing in the ranks?
It was, bro. It was literally just all mechanics. I literally had like no macro. Maybe that's why like my macro on stage and stuff isn't like the greatest. Just because like I just wanted to just fist fight the enemy top laner or just whoever I play against like 24/7, just fight, 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 nothing else. So it was definitely just all mechanics, no macro, Riven Irelia only, gold to challenger.
Huge.
It's such a crazy story, man. I,
Yep.
I'm kind of
Yeah.
curious. Like before we jump into like the whole league journey, like before you started league, how was like your day to day in regards to gaming? Like, did you just watch your brothers play, or did you play other games? Like, how did it become? Like, what was the journey before that? Because usually it's like I imagine that League of Legends wasn't like the first game you ever played.
Uh, it was one of the first games I played actually. I think it was Call of
Damn.
Duty, and then League. Like I just straight up jumped to League. But before I don't know. I played League for like over half my life. I started playing the game when I was like 7 or 8 years old. So I was just going to like elementary school, like before that, or like kindergarten. That's literally what I was doing before I was like playing League and stuff.
It's
Did
so
like your
it's,
brothers shield you from like the parents? Like, were you playing too much games, or was it like was it easy going to just, or did you like share one PC? How was the day to day? Like, did you have a lot of PC time? How did it work?
Yeah. I mean, at the beginning, I didn't have like any time to like go on the PC besides like the weekends, because whenever V1per would like play a lot of League during like the weekdays, especially, my parents would get really mad, like especially my mom. So, um, they kind of did the same thing with me and my twin brother too, who were like addicted to the game, where we could only play during the weekends and never play during the weekdays. So that's like kind of how it was until I was 12 years old. They were just like, okay, this guy's just playing too much League. Like Viper's in the LCS, he might have a chance, you know. So just let them play during the weekdays and see where that brings them. But yeah, we would only play during the weekends, and I'd have school from Monday to Friday. Is what it was.
It's so crazy that he got it's so good this fast. So at 12 years old, you end up hitting Challenger, and like that was impressive to me. But
Yeah.
this is as somebody who had played games for a while, I knew that they're like when you're like 12, 13, it's not as insane as it seems for somebody to be Challenger. There's other people that have hit Challenger at 13, but to me, at 12, I guess. But to me, the thing that really impressed me is the next year when you turn 13 and you hit rank 1. Like you were literally just rank 1 at 13.
It wasn't
This
13, bro. Come on, come on. What age was it? Not 13.
It was 14.
It was 14. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, it
There
was
you go.
rank
There you
1 at
go. There you
14.
go.
Come on,
Oh,
dog.
Come on, come on. Like, you're
oh
the
shit!
junior here, you know?
I'm trying to download the live. Wait, so you were that was season 10 or season 11?
Season 11. It was season 11.
Okay, so season 11. So you're not even that much of a prodigy then. You're rank 1 at only 14. Damn, I thought you were
No,
rank 1
hey,
at
come on.
13. Damn, bro. Like I'm kind of disappointed now. Like shit, we might have to cancel the episode. But no, like you're rank 1 at season 14,
Chill on me, chill on me.
or when you're 14 years old. Sorry, you're rank 1 at 14 years old. Like at this point, were you already convinced that you were going to go pro? Like was this already just in your mind? Like I am definitely going to go pro. I just need to do whatever it takes to get there.
Yeah, 100%. Like, I think when I first hit Challenger, actually, I already knew that like I wanted to go pro because I would duo with Santorin a lot, and I think Power Vivo when I was like
Mhm.
12 years old, and it just seemed so fun, you know. Like they just played all these different champions, and I knew because that I already hit like a really high elo, which is Challenger. I just needed to expand my champion pool, then I would easily just take over the scene, you know. So yeah, I always knew that I was gonna go pro ever since like 12 when I hit Challenger.
Damn,
Yeah,
so crazy.
yeah,
I'm,
Yamato.
yeah.
I'm interested. Is like because you have such a unique family dynamic. Like considering Viper, did he like pave the way for you? Like in terms of knowing which steps you needed to take, how formal was your approach, or were you just like, I'm gonna play the game and just shit on people and then eventually get there? Or how did you approach things when you finally knew that, oh, I'm gonna try to do this? Did you get like support from around you? How did the process work out for you?
Yeah, I mean that's a pretty good question actually. Uh, I honestly think my like parents had a lot to do with it, especially my dad, because he saw that Viper was like always or like he went LCS, you know, when I was like 12, so he already like paved the way for me in a way, you know, like my parents weren't that strict when it came to like just limiting screen time or like whatever it was for me. They kind of just let me do whatever I wanted, and I feel like that's why I guess I don't want to say as successful as I am right now because I have like a lot of growth to do still, but it's definitely why I'm at where I am right now because of my parents giving me like all this free time when a child shouldn't really have this much free time, you know, but like I made the most out of it, I think. Um, by just having really amazing parents, you know. So yeah, that's it. That's
Yeah.
definitely why.
I assume that your parents probably had, since your brother was a pro player
Yeah.
and they were able to like talk to him and stuff. They probably had an idea that it's not like you were just spending a lot of time playing video games and like you weren't really going anywhere and you're just wasting your time. They probably saw that you were actually pursuing something and you were like you had this monumental endeavor that you were working towards every single day, and that was something that is good for a child to have. It's like a healthy relationship that you had with League in a way, because you are like, even though you are playing a lot of video games, you're trying to be better every single day. You're like learning about the game, you're experiencing success, and I feel like those types of experiences are just really good for someone to have, like just as a young man, like having things that you're doing that make you feel good about yourself. In a time like being a teenager, it's sometimes it's hard to feel like that. So is this something that you like that you could tell your parents like really understood when it came to like your pursuit of League?
Yeah, it was literally all because of Viper, you know, like if I didn't have him, then I don't think I'd be able to have as much free time as I did when I was 12 because I feel like my career like well so far I guess revolved around just like me hitting rank 1 1900 LP. Like that's where I have the most leverage at when it comes to just like LCS teams and all that kind of stuff. So if I didn't have that much success as like a child, then like I wouldn't be where I am right now, you know? So um yeah, did that like kind of answer your question or
Yeah, no, I think so. I mean, it's just your parents understood exactly what you were doing. I wanted to ask
Yeah,
you
yeah.
real quick about your brother. Like, how was your brother playing as much as you? I'm talking about Crimson. Was he playing as much as you? Because like obviously he's next up. I don't know, Yamato. You familiar with his brother? Before we get into this, do you
The
know
twin brother?
the twin brother?
I've heard the stories. All I can think is what's in the food? What's in the
Yeah.
what's in the pack? This man's father, you know, like what's going on there?
Yeah, yeah.
Tell me the bigger background, please, Tom.
I mean,
Yeah,
okay,
of
so
course.
essentially his brother has also now hit rank 1, I believe, right? He hit rank 1
Top
this
lane
year.
as well?
Yep.
Exactly. Yeah, with top lane too. Literally, with top lane.
Jesus.
It's
He's
Yep.
insane.
coming for
Yeah.
you, man.
Yeah. So he
Well, one
started
day,
off.
in like a year from now. Yeah.
Yeah, he started off as like a Yasuo one trick. At least that's how I remember him in solo queue. It was kind of like a Yasuo mid lane one trick, and then he just started playing top lane, and now he's rank 1. So the third brother is coming. Was he playing as much as you in the early time? Did it just take him like longer to get there, or was he also motivated by how much success he saw you and your brother having? You and
Yeah.
Viper having?
I mean, yeah. Honestly, it was just Viper for like I think like 3 or 4 years before I kind of just took over, and I don't know. I just play like way more than he did, even though like we both had like the same schedule. We were both going to the same school. I was just more, I guess, passionate about just like playing League, and I had more fun playing the game. So I definitely had more success than he did, I guess. Um, like when he started popping off, which is when he was like 14 or 15. But yeah, I always just played more than him. I just like I was exactly like a younger version of Viper, you know? I guess you could like yeah, you could think of it like that. So yeah, I was just playing way more than him, just because I just enjoyed the game more, you know?
Yeah, I saw you had something, Mata.
No, I just because you mentioned Sniper, like that you held back, you could only play on the weekend. Like, what was the tipping point? Was it an argument from your side? Like, did you manage to climb and like get good enough to prove the point to your parents? Or when was the tipping point where you could run wild and free like a stallion on the meadow or something?
Yeah, yeah, 100%. I think it was when yeah, it was when I was like 12 years old. I think it was Viper's second year, and my parents just saw how good he was. Oh, sorry, I think it was when I was 11 actually. It was when I was like I was starting to get really good at the game, and then um yeah, I think me and my brother kind of just persuaded my parents to just like let us play during the weekdays, like including Viper as well. He also helped out on this, where he was like, yeah, like these guys can actually, get to where I'm at. They can actually be as good as I am if they just play a lot more and just give them some time, you know? So it was when I was like 11 when yeah, they saw that I was getting really good at the game, and then yeah, they just gave me the weekends and the weekdays to just play.
And just for comparison's sake, like what was like your peak rank during the pre era of only playing a weekend, and then when you got to play like let's say full time in theory,
Yeah.
what was the difference? If, just to visualize it in a way.
Yeah, it was well, when I was playing during the weekdays, I think I peaked gold only, like gold 4, gold 3. Somewhere where IWillDominate is like used to, just
Hey man, I'm
always in
still
that
showing
elo
up
the
in your
entire
games. Hey, this motherfucker came to me about Uter advice earlier this year, so I'm not gonna let her
Bro,
say this
bro.
shit. All right, like.
Bro, I was like trash, okay? I was like trash during that time, so like that's how no, I'm just joking, I'm just joking.
Yeah,
It was
yeah,
actually pretty
no.
useful.
Go for it.
Yeah. Yeah, it was when I was 11, I got gold when I was just playing during the weekends, and then yeah, when I first turned 12, I was allowed to just play during the weekdays, the weekdays, the weekends, just whenever I wanted, as long as I didn't even need to finish my homework. Like I could just go back from school, or yeah, go back home after school and just play League for like 8 hours straight. So yeah, that's when I hit Challenger, when I had that much free time.
So
Yeah.
your parents just held you back. You could have hit challenge already when you were 10. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, exactly. No, you're not wrong. Honestly, like you're literally not wrong. I started playing when I was like 7.
Yeah. Was it
Um,
hard for you to make the decision of like, am I going to pursue pro play or become like a streamer? Because when you first started streaming, I think when you were like 13, or I think that's the age where you're actually allowed to stream on Twitch. Hopefully, I'm not getting your Twitch account banned right now as I say this. But when you first started streaming, I remember like you were getting pretty good viewership. You played that tournament with Tyler One, like people knew you from there. You started getting like a few thousand viewers on Twitch. And at that point, you're 13, 14 years old. You can't play in the LCS for like 3-4 years. Was it hard for you to make the decision? Like, do I pursue pro play or do I just stream? Because your brother started as a streamer. Like I remember him streaming way back in I think even like 2015, 2016.
Yeah.
And because you're so young, at that time, there's so long that you have until that goal that you're reaching for. Did you think that you might pursue streaming instead, or how did you like make this decision?
Yeah. Oh, I mean, this actually took me like a while to think about because I really wanted to do both, but I feel like before Tower One reached out to me for the tournament, I actually just wanted to like just play pro play. I just wanted to like get really good at Riven, get like rank 1 first, and then just go into pro like right after. But as soon as I started blowing up on Twitch because of Tyler One, I realized that like okay, I also wanted to do streaming, and then I don't know. I feel like it was never really like a passion of mine. I always just wanted to be like the best pro player or the best version of myself as much as I could be. So I never really stuck with streaming, and then I just fully committed to pro play. Like I would do whatever it took to just become the like a just a really good player, you know, like a really good top laner. So yeah, I always knew that I wanted to go pro play in the back of my mind. It was never really like just do both or like streaming only. It was just pro play, become like a world champion, which is my goal. But hey, I mean, we can't even make it out of play-ins, you know, like we're kind of cooked. Kind of cooked.
It is what it is, man. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
That's
honestly, play-ins
right.
in the first year, you'll fucking take it. Mad Lions lost in play-ins multiple times. It's all good, bro.
True. Thank you. Thank you for that.
Honestly, it's kind of bad. It's kind of bad to say, but low key, it might be better to not make it out of play-ins than lose to Gam and go 0-3 in the main stage. You know, like look, you had a bad game versus R7, whatever. It was pretty rough for some teams that made it out of play-ins. So you can cope there if you want. Yamato, I saw you had something.
Okay. Yeah, got you. Got you. Thank you.
No, just on following up on the topic of like choosing to go pro, because it seems like in North America, it seems so damn hard to like pave your way path to pro. It just seems like a lot of players are, of course, just getting rank 1 and doing well in challenge series, not moving on. I wanted to ask about the influence, especially like jumping into 100 Thieves and you working with them for a very, very long time. How clear were they with their vision in regards to where your career would eventually go? Because I imagined a part of that. I don't know. A moth just came here. Sorry, guys.
Wait, did you get it? Did you get it or no? When
I
you
think
did
I
that?
got it.
Oh, there
No, I
it is.
still
Yeah.
see it. Oh,
Bro.
it's on the other side.
Yeah,
Oh,
it
whatever,
was on
it's
like
good.
the left
Yep.
side of you. Oh, it's on the right side now. Hey, screw it, bro.
I think it's gone, but all
Yeah.
my mechanics. My question: what was 100 Thieves'
Very good.
influence in terms of shaping your career leading up to the LEC? Because I imagine, as I mentioned before, it's very, very difficult. It seems to make it up to the LCS through solo queue and the challenger system.
Yeah, 100%. I think they had like everything to do with my success as like a pro player, just because they're like they just came off a championship when they first signed me, and I thought like joining that team would be the best, I guess, place I could have in order to just like be a good top laner and just have the best resources and everything. So yeah, I mean, even through like my, I guess, hardest times, especially when I was in academy, I like wasn't doing too good mentally. So I just wanted to like take a break and everything, and they literally gave me like a month off just to like chill and get my mind back like in the gutter, you know. So I probably wouldn't be where I am without 100 Thieves either, you know. So they're definitely, I don't want to say made my career, but they definitely helped out my career a lot when I didn't want to get into streaming. You know, I just wanted to be a pro player. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, before you were with 100 Thieves, I don't know if people remember it. Can you talk to us a little bit about the C9 situation? Because
Yeah.
this was very interesting. Yeah, I mean, you could just walk us through what ended up happening there.
Yeah. I mean, you were on T9 during the time, right, Dom?
Yep. Yeah, you
And
asked me for. I just went back and I checked. You asked me for like the logos. You're like, oh, do you have like the rotating graphics and stuff for my stream? You asked me for like all this stuff, and then you're like, never mind, bro, it's all good. Like, so.
oh my gosh. Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah. That was like an entire story when I was on Cloud9. It was basically I just got off Twitch Rivals. I think Jack reached out to me. He wanted me to sign as like a amateur player, or at least I wanted to play an amateur, and then he was like, um, oh, the age limit for amateur is like 14, and I was like 13 during this time. So he's like, oh, do you want to be a streamer instead? And then I'm like, yeah, sure, why not? And then, well, first of all, my contract was like the worst contract in the history of like esports, by the way. So
Okay.
like, I already got scammed, you know, like it was already,
Whoa.
it was already
Whoa.
cooked. No, but and then
Why were you scammed? Sorry, just a little segue question there before we move on.
Yeah.
well, okay, I was getting like 3,000 to 4,000 viewers for like I think 2 months now, like 2 months consistently. And then my contract was like, I'm just gonna say it right now. I think it was like 1,000 or 1,500 as like a streaming contract, which is fine. Like I was really grateful for it. That's why I signed it like right away. But yeah, then I realized that like, okay, I'm definitely worth way more than this, especially if I want to make streaming like a a thing of mine whenever I come back from school. But yeah, that didn't work out because the streaming limit is also plus 14, I think. So yeah, I was very sad during the time, but it was like a blessing in disguise for me.
Yeah, no, it was really weird how the announcement came out. It was like General Sniper has signed to C9 as content creator, and it's like, and in there was like the discussion, and he will like when he can play amateur. And like 2 hours later, there was like General
Yeah.
Sniper has been like denied by Twitch to join Cloud9 as a streamer. Like he'll not have anything to do with Cloud9. It was like, what the fuck? Like what does that like? They didn't run it past anyone first. Like it was just so random.
Yeah, you literally said it all for me. You know, like that's literally what happened. That was
Yeah.
yeah, to like sum it up.
Yeah,
It
so
was only age. It wasn't like you just did a background check on Sniper. Turns out he had some evil deeds
yeah,
in the background.
bro, he was abusing
Just age.
PEDs. How do you think you get rank 1 at like 13, 14 years old, man? Like it was just PEDs, and that's what it is. Like
This was before I was rank 1. This was like when I was like a GM challenger player when I signed to C9.
oh shit. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
so it was in the beginning.
Yeah.
So yeah, like so you joined 100 Thieves, you're on 100 Thieves next, I believe, was the first team you were on. Like was this at all like how good did you think you were when you joined amateur? Like were you sure that you were, good enough individually, or was it something where like you started playing pro and you just had no idea about the game? Like how was it actually acclimating yourself into pro play? What was your first experience like?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I don't know, like I was already practicing a lot of champions before I went amateur for 100 Thieves next, so it was already really easy for me to just like expand my champion pool and get really good at the champions I wanted to be good at. But as soon as I played an amateur, I think we beat like Golden Guardians, and they were like a top 5 academy team. Like I don't know, it just felt super easy. Like my first year, at least playing an amateur, but playing against the other academy teams was something else. Just because, hey, I mean, I don't want to say it was team gap because I was kind of cooking, but yeah, it was definitely like an experience for me because I was getting gapped by these academy tops. So amateur was easy, but when I was playing in like proving grounds and stuff, it wasn't as easy as I thought it would be, just because I was getting gapped a lot.
Yeah. I mean, it is what it is, bro. Like that's the jump. So you went amateur for a year, because I mean this all happened quick. I mean, you pretty much had the fastest trajectory possible, where you were just amateur for a year, academy for a year, and then LCS right after. So you join academy, you end up taking a break. I believe, did you have like an injury or something at some point during academy? Like was that what ended up happening? Because I remember hearing something about that.
It was, I mean, I was just going through some stuff like mentally, so that's why I just wanted to like just take a break, take like a month break, really just recover everything that I've like experienced. Because like I was telling you guys, I would literally do whatever it took to just become the best pro player as I possibly could be. So that kind of took a toll on me. I was just being way too hard on myself, and then yeah, I just like, started experiencing like a lot of anxiety, and yeah, I just like had to take a break, because it was starting to feel like very physical for me. Like I started to experience a lot of physical things. So I just told 100 Thieves I needed this break. Like I'll be back next split. Just give me a chance to sort it out, and then I'll be back, or I'll come back to being like the best version of myself. So thanks to them, yeah, they did that.
That's super cool to hear that like 100 Thieves like accommodated that, because it's like we've heard horror stories across the board of things like this. And I also appreciate how open and honest, because I've heard you speak about this on different interviews too. Something that I've noticed in terms of your attitude is that you seem to have so much gratitude in regards to what you have and your position. And that's something so endearing, and usually something that you notice later on in life. And I'm curious, where does that influence from? Where does that come from in terms of your kind of perspective on life? Because it seems so refreshing for someone so young to have
It's
such
from
a
when I
outlook.
do it with him. I taught him everything he knows.
Yeah, exactly.
I shaped his
Ain't
persona
no
a
way.
little bit.
No, I
That's what they
can
say about
confirm
me.
that.
I'm just gracious, like thankful. Like that is that's what I try to.
That's what it says on
give
your
off.
sign in the back, right? Thankful.
Yeah, it says something like that. I mean, right now you only see live, laugh. You don't see the last word. So hey, maybe it says love. Who knows?
Oh my gosh, live, laugh, and like cry or something. It's like at the end of that.
Hate.
Do you know what it says?
Is that I see there? No, what does it say? What does it say? But I'll get to your question in like a second, Yamato.
It says live, laugh, hate.
Wait, what? Wait, why the hate? Can you explain that to us real quick?
I'm a hater.
Oh, you just hate it.
Live, laugh, hate. No, my chat would always say that I was a hater because I was always hating on T1 and stuff. So they got a sign for me. They're like, yo, like you should get a live, laugh, hate sign because it like embodies everything about you. So I just put it up like it's a joke with my community.
Oh my god. I mean, you do play him a lot of the time, you know? Whenever I like tune
Yeah.
into your stream, Sniper, why aren't you catching the side wave? Like, do this, bro. Like,
Yes, bro.
you don't have to go there, you know, like team fight and stuff. It's so
Yes,
funny,
bro.
actually.
No,
whenever
you're
I tune in.
actually one of the most triggering players for me to watch because I'm like, you're so good, but then it's just like it's like that thing Goldenglue said in an interview. It's like, how good would Sniper be if he knew about the game, if he knew about League of Legends, if he had all the information that the other players were working with, then he would just be like the best by far. But it's always like, it's like Sniper, stop fighting. Sniper, don't go so deep. Sniper, you already got a pick. Go Baron. Like,
Yeah, exactly. You summed everything up, you know? That was basically happening this year. I just needed to like work on my macro and then hey, I would have been the best top, but it's okay. Next year
I'm
we'll
gonna
be better.
interject again because I think my
Yeah.
question was very good.
Yeah, it was very good. It was very good. Yeah.
Sniper, you have such an aura and presence of gratitude, and I mentioned that, bro. Like most 17 years olds, bro, they are bro. They like I've seen players that like have rocket ship careers, and then they have ego. You know, they come in, it's like, oh, I know better than all of these guys, and they fuck shit up. And you seem to have such a positive and such a refreshing perspective. Can you tell us about your influence in terms of how you've shaped this worldview that seems so grounded?
Yeah, I just wanted to say like I appreciate what you just said about me as well. Although we were just talking about gratitude. Yeah, I think I want to say like the back to what I was saying about like my parents giving me so much free time. I feel like that impacted me a lot in like a good way, but also in a bad way, just because like when you have a lot of free time, you just waste the time and like you just start creating like a lot of bad habits and stuff just because you're not like forced into like a school system or whatever where you just have to like uh, you know, go to school at a certain time and end at a certain time. But I think I made the most out of my free time and I was like just I was very motivated to become the best version of myself just because of like who I am. So I started researching a lot about that kind of stuff, like gratitude, just being a better person in general, you know. And I started creating a lot of these good habits that helped me become the player I am right now. And I feel like this is what keeps me going, especially in like the really hard times and like just the bad time. Whenever I'm going through a rough time, you know, just always be grateful. Always just put a smile on your face whenever you're just you know out in public or you're playing the LCS games. I just want to make sure like I always put a smile on my face, whether I'm winning or losing after a game. Yeah.
That's so
Like,
base, bro. Like you're doing this when you're so young, man. Look at you, dude. That's crazy.
thank you.
But
Yeah.
I wanted to ask as a follow-up, just because you mentioned your parents. Like usually in terms of like motivation, usually it comes from a deeper place, right? Especially like if you're willing, capable of pushing yourself so hard as you have, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Are there sources of motivation that are very very personal to you that you keep on your sleeve in your day to day when you keep pushing?
I think just I don't know. Personally, I don't like seeing when other people win. Like when I saw FlyQuest make it to top 8, I thought like I was really happy for them. I was really happy for Bippo especially. But at the same time, I'm like, like if I just played better and like just stayed consistent, I guess just like as a player, I could have been in their shoes. You know, we could have made it to top 8 as well. But yeah, at the end of the day, like you just have to be thankful for these other teams. So I think yeah, just seeing other people like win, and you know, like I become a loser in that case, just really like sets a fire on me. That's what motivates me a lot, for sure.
Okay. I like that. That's what now we begin to understand Dom's hate sign too.
Yep.
Because any
Yeah.
negative emotion, if you spin it in the right
Yeah.
way, it can become your ultimate motivator, and that's
I
Dom's
keep on telling my
motivation.
chat. It's not that
Exactly, yeah. It is.
It's not that look. I might hate T1, but hate is not the opposite of love. The opposite of love is indifference. Boom! I just dropped out that on people, and that is like if I really didn't care about T1, that would be the real problem there. So you know, it is what it is. I wanted to ask you
Let 'em
about
cook.
what'd you say?
I just said let him cook, let him cook.
Yeah.
What you're
No,
saying
I
is
was,
partially true. I respect that.
so for your career, you obviously took that break. I think the last game that I saw you play was like in March of 2023, right? So you took that
Yeah.
break in academy. Did you think that you were gonna have to spend another year in academy? Did you know that you would be moving up like straight into LCS? Because it seems kind of crazy that like you took a break in your career, and as soon as you were done with that break, you were straight into the LCS roster. Like how did you like foresee this next year going? Did you know immediately when you were taking the break like how things were gonna go, or like did you know that there was a good chance? What was your mindset while you were on that break, and when it looked to your next year, your prospective next year in the LCS?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, like during the break, I think I mentioned this earlier. I just wanted to like just take a couple weeks off, just spend time with my family, and kind of just recover everything I learned from the split I just played in.
Mhm.
Which was like from March to like April, I think. And then once I got all my thoughts together and knew what I wanted to do like going forward, I realized that like, okay, like I just need to stop getting into my head. I need to just be like a normal 16-year-old who's just having fun playing the game. That's why I initially hit rank 1, I had like so much fun just playing the game, and I would play the champions I was good at. And so I kept on doing that after the break because I had this mindset of just like, okay, I'm gonna have fun, try my best, and whatever happens, happens. So that was kind of my mindset afterwards. And for the LCS part, yeah, like whenever I spoke with Joseph, he always like sugarcoated, I guess. Wait, sugarcoated is like when you're like talking about a topic and you're like sugarcoating it.
Yeah, you're making it
Yeah.
nicer. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, that's what he was doing about like me playing in LCS for 2024. And honestly, ever since the beginning of amateur, I knew I was gonna go LCS. Like no matter what happens to me.
Mhm. That's crazy. Like because so you took your break. That break was what like around. You said it was around 2 weeks, but you didn't end up playing in the summer split of 2023, right? So
Mm,
did you consider coming back to academy, or did you think it was better for you to like take time off and actually like like I don't know if did you go to Korea? I think I remember you went to Korea at some point. Maybe you didn't. Did you go to
it
Korea
was
during this
like
time?
I think it was like October or September, something like that, for like a month with Viper.
Oh, okay, yeah. So you ended up going to Korea. You ended up playing solo queue. You thought that this was the best way to go back into things, or did the organization say, "Hey, like if you need you should take more time off. You shouldn't just do 2 weeks. You shouldn't jump right back into academy." How did this decision come about?
Yeah. I mean, after I like experienced what I was going through in academy, I guess I like after a month, I felt like myself. I felt like the general sniper coming back. Where there was like this kid who was always having fun. Like that's who kind of came back after a month of just discovering everything. And then yeah, from then on, I was just myself. I could just do whatever I wanted to, and that was just like a life experience. So yeah, the career trip definitely did help me, and no, they weren't worried about that at all. I kept on telling them I'm fine, like I'm ready to go LCS. These top laners look like really bad. If like Dokla,
Okay,
for example, can like win during 2023.
okay,
But he's a good top laner. No shade to Dokla.
okay.
Yeah. Then I was just like, I'm just gonna keep going forward until I go LCS, and then yeah, we'll see what happens. And yeah,
So
going
Dokla
pretty good.
motivated him. He saw Dokla win a title, and he said, "I can win a title then for sure." Nice, but no shade, Yamato.
Yeah, yeah. No, like he's a really good player, I think. But
Yeah,
it's just like yeah, yeah, yeah.
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 It's
Everyone gets it. Everyone gets it. You don't think he's good, and you think that
No,
you're
no,
way better than him. No, I'm
no, no,
doing a
no.
dumb. I'm doing a dumb here. He's just negative influence.
Yeah, when I played
Yeah.
against him this year, I was like mind blown by the just just playing against him because I thought he was like a really good top laner before, and then when I got to play against him, like I I was like, is the level this low? Is like the LCS level this low, or like
Okay.
what's good?
No shade though. No
You know what
shade.
I mean?
Hey, Dokla, if
No
you're listening
shame.
to this,
No,
like,
no,
no
I
shade,
respect
bro.
him. I respect him though still,
Can't
but
be
yeah.
shade if there's no light. He had a rough year. Like it's
Jesus.
Yeah, it
yeah.
happens. I did as well. I had a rough summer, so I can understand that. But yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. No, I wanted to ask because always I think moving away from home and like not playing from home. I don't know how it was when you played for 100 Thieves Challenger. Were you already like moved out from home, or how was it? Was it structured?
Yeah, I moved, I think from Toronto to Los Angeles in like January, and from then on I played until like March in LA. And then I came back.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
And was that like in terms of like adjusting? Because like life is very very different. I don't know how that like how the thieves run things on the inside in terms of how easy it is, but I imagine that's like a lot to take in terms of like adjusting your life. When you moved to LCS and the first time you moved out of your home at such a young age, how did you adjust to all of these like new elements? Like maybe you miss like the home cooking or something like this. Like how was it adjusting to all of these things and acquiring new responsibilities?
I mean, you already said it all, you know, like my mom's cooking, my entire family, like those are the two things I can't miss in life, you know, because it's just like the best thing ever. So it was definitely yeah, it was just spending time with my family because I'm very close with like everyone. So yeah, it was like the only thing that I was yeah, I was just like kind of sad about was just not seeing my family. Everything else, you know, I just went in there like whatever happens happens. I'm gonna make the most out of it and see where it takes me. And yeah, I just learned a lot from just being in LA. And I got to like socialize a lot because throughout my entire high school as well, I it was just all online. Like I didn't step foot inside of a high school, besides for like a month. So like everything in high school was just online. And then I ended up dropping out in grade 11. So it was yeah, a really big moment for me to just socialize with everyone in LA.
Was that just because of like COVID at the time, or like how did this end up working? Was this just like because it was COVID when you were to join high school, or when you were to move to high school?
It was literally all COVID. Like yeah, it was just COVID.
Okay. Damn, that's so crazy to think about. I can't even
Yeah.
imagine that type of experience. So it was all COVID. I mean, the thing that's different from knowing you and knowing your brother about you is you're way more like happy go lucky. You talk way more than Viper. Like Viper's more reserved guy. You're more like outgoing and just like a person that's always trying to have fun. Uh where did this personality come from? Have you always just been like this? Like, did you just like have? Was it because you're around your family so much, like growing up, and you know you had a twin brother and everything? Where did this personality come from? Because you're like flexing to the camera. I don't know. You seem like you're having like so much fun. Yeah, you're doing this to the camera, bro. I don't know what that was supposed to
Bro,
mean. Like,
just say it. Just say I have a lot of testosterone, you know, just say that.
okay,
That's
so
all you gotta say, all right? Like,
all
come on,
right,
bro.
he's got
Come
a
on.
lot of
You know?
testosterone. All right,
Yeah,
is
bro.
that what it is? You just have too much testo?
I mean, like, back when I was like in school and stuff, especially like in middle school, like I just remember this one moment where I like walked up to like this girl that I liked, and the first thing I said was I stuttered for like 10 seconds in a row, bro. Like that was like the most humiliating moment of my life. And during like COVID and everything, I was like, okay, like I actually have to lock in, you know, I need to like just become the best version of myself. Yeah, like no joke, you know, like bro, you can't be stuttering to like a girl that like you see every single day, you know. So like
Yeah.
yeah, that was like the I guess the moment where I was like, okay, you know, I gotta start like my self improvement. I gotta do all this kind of stuff and just become like a better person who's like a human, you know. And like,
I just gotta
okay,
become a human.
yeah, yeah, basically, like a lot of gamers aren't, you know,
Aren't
they have like,
humans? No, I
yeah,
get it,
are
bro.
humans, yeah, exactly. So I just wanted to be the opposite of that. I wanted to be that 1%, you know. But yeah,
Nice, nice, nice. So, so were you more reserved before you had this horrible like just experience talking to a woman for the first time?
uh, I was very I was just very shy, you know. I just wanted to go home, play League, um,
Okay.
and just yeah, just be by myself, you know, just do whatever I wanted to do.
Yeah, because Viper has always been like more of the quiet, more reserved type. So like whenever I've spoken to him, like he's somebody who like you got to get him out of his shell, so to speak. Like he's somebody who like once he knows you, he'll talk, but like at first he's never gonna say anything that's gonna piss you off. He's gonna be the nicest guy you'll ever meet. At least that's been my experience with him.
Yeah,
So I was always interested to see your personality because normally you would think that it would be like the younger brother would be more like awkward,
quiet.
like not so like sure of himself and all these qualities. So it was just interesting to just touch on that dynamic right there. I wanted to ask you more about your relationship with Viper. Like, how much have you actually asked him about the game? Like, when you have problems of like when you're having some type of problem in pro play when it comes to like side laning or TP usage or anything like that, do you run these things by Viper? Or was it more in the beginning and less now? How was he instrumental to your own growth?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I mean, I think yeah, back to like the Viper thing and everything. Oh, whenever I speak with him or whenever I see him like going out in public and everything, uh, maybe you haven't talked to him in a while or something, but he actually speaks like a lot more than he did back then because he was pretty
Okay.
quiet back then, you know, like he wouldn't. Well,
I
he
don't
would
know if
talk
I've
to
seen him in
everyone.
the last 4 years in person. So this is probably from like 2009 or sorry, season 9, season 8 around here,
So
like
when Sniper
29.
was 5 years old.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I've never met
4
Sniper
years
in
old
person.
maybe.
You know, like it's been a while. I haven't been in the scene. Maybe I got to go to some LCS next year or something, or some America's North.
No, actually, I
But
mean, like, yeah, we can get like dinner or whatever, you know, like whenever you go to
yeah,
LA.
we'll fucking yeah, we'll put people together, bro. I'll hit up Goldenglue and everything. We'll get a whole squad together. It'll be fun. But
Maybe
yeah,
not that guy. Maybe not that guy. You know, but
okay,
yeah, sorry. As you were
yeah,
saying.
yeah.
No, I just,
Maybe we can't bring the coach out like that would be messed up.
yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah, about Viper and like how he's you know been instrumental to your own growth. Like how much do you ask him about the game? How much did he help you early on when it came to just becoming a professional top laner?
Yeah, I mean, I think to be honest, like throughout my early stages of like just my career and stuff, he didn't really help me whatsoever in game at least. He mostly just helped me by giving him his PC, and whenever he'd go to LA, I was able to use that, and that's like the
Yeah.
reason why I hit Challenger in the first place at 12. I was just using his PC. I didn't even have a good PC. Like I would, I went from that um to getting rank 1 as well when I was playing on his PC from time to time. So he helped me a lot in that sense. But in terms of like the in-game factors and everything, like he didn't start helping me until he saw that I actually had a lot of potential, which was when I was like 16. But even then, like I had a bit of an ego, like I didn't really want
Yeah.
help or anything, and then he just gave up on me, you know. And then he was like, he's just gonna learn it the hard way, you know. Yeah, yeah.
Nice.
That's
Okay.
true. That's true. Yeah.
So
I,
you would say that, so he would come and he would try to help you and be like, hey bro, if I like you're not an LCS anymore, bro. Like if I wanted help from a non LCS player, I would just ask like TF Blade or something, you know? Like you said stuff like this, or how much of an ego did you have?
No, okay, it wasn't that bad. I would just like I'll just be like, ah, like why do I have to review this game? You know, let me just play solo queue. Let me just like spam the game. But
Ah,
yeah, yeah, it was like that.
would
but
would
I
you
thought you
say
wanted
like
to say something.
the brother dynamic, is it more like you guys help each other or you compete against each other? Like when you see Crimson doing well, you're like, oh shit, I need to step up my game. I can't let him come after me. Is it more competitive by nature? Because usually it's one or the other.
Yeah, 100%. Well, I'm like the same as when Viper or as what Viper is to me. Well, maybe not anymore because he saw that I actually have a lot of potential in LCS. But whenever I see that he just doesn't listen to me, or I'm like, okay, don't talk this much in the comms, or like stop saying useless stuff, because I also have this bad habit. Um, and then he just like kind of shrugs it away. I'm like, okay, just you're gonna learn it the hard way, just like I did, you know,
Yep.
with what Viper was doing to
Yeah,
me.
your papa just tells you, oh, I'm so behind right now. Thanks, bro. I could hit.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Just saying yeah like 30 times in a row. It's so useless, you know. Like yeah,
Yeah. Nice.
it's so useless. Like so yeah. That's just like what I try to encourage.
Yeah,
Okay,
interesting.
okay. No,
Were
I
you always
wanted to.
somebody? Okay, go for it,
No,
Yamato.
because this is more question for you, Dom. Because
Okay.
Oh
like
yeah.
Sniper, like you reinvented yourself through like esports in a way, right?
Mhm.
It's like oh, this doesn't work. You reinvented yourself. Because I did the same. It's like when I went to school, I got bullied, bro. I had the stutter. I couldn't fucking talk in public. And then I was like, I wanted to be someone else. So when I escaped to Germany, I had like a chance to do that. But you don't, like you went to college and shit. You played like
Yeah.
pro ball and you fucking did all that shit. Like how shaped were you as a person in your pre-esports life, and how much did like esports change you to what
I think
you want
esports
to
has
be?
made me a worse person,
That's a
bro.
good
Shit. I think esports has made me just a worse person. Like over time,
relatable.
I've gotten like salty, jaded, bitter, and stuff like that. I think it was different for me because you guys both came into like esports really young, and like when esports really started, I was 21, and I was about to be like, I guess. No, I must have just turned 21, but like I'd already been through. I was in my senior year of college, so like I'd already had most of my life experiences. When it came to like just you know like I got to meet a lot of people in college. Like I lived in the dorms in college, which is a great experience. You know, you lived in a dorm, and you know there's 40 people on my floor, and my floor was like everyone was really cool with each other. There wasn't like any like even the people that were more nerdy. We had like kids that were like foreign exchange students, and everyone just hung out on my floor like all the time. Like we had a really like tight knit bond for some reason. Like I don't know why it was. Like we just all got together. We're like, oh, we're Walsh 3, like Walsh 3. That was our floor. Walsh Tower, third floor. And you know, for pretty much all of high school or all of college, we always would hang out. Like most people live together. I lived with my roommate who was he ended up owning Team Coast, which was an LCS team in like 2015.
Wow.
Yeah.
Crap. Wait, who is that? Do I know him maybe?
Mike Slan. His name was Mike Slan. And his dad David Slan. They bought the Team Coast together. I think they bought it for like 25K in like season 4 when it was an academy team. That's how it used to be to buy an academy team, and they qualified to LCS in season 5. And I think they ended up selling it really high.
Wow.
But the reason he got into esports is because he was like my roommate, and he went to tournaments with me. He saw me compete. So even when I like started off in esports, like I had my friend from college with me like a lot of time. Like he was my roommate and stuff. So I don't think esports shaped me that much in terms of like how I present I think I'm still kind of the same person, right? Like I'm just like I like have like the asshole humor, like whatever. Like I just do what I do. It's just how I am. That's probably a bad thing. I probably should have grown up more. I started reading, that was the thing. I'm like, fuck, bro, I'm just a piece of shit. I'm like in my 30s. Maybe I take up reading or something, like.
Well, what kind of books do you read? What kind of books do you read? Whenever like you end up reading.
I read about like almost everything, to be honest. Like I read like a lot of like mysteries. I read crime novels. I read nonfiction books, like books that are centered around like serial killers, even like Zodiac killer, stuff like that.
Maybe I shouldn't be hanging out with this guy. Holy crap! Serial killer books? Like, come on now.
This is how you defend yourself.
That's like, dude, fucking psychology books.
True,
like, Malcolm Gladwell sociology books. Malcolm Gladwell.
Don't know who that
like
is.
Southern Noir, which is like it's essentially like crime novels set in like the Southern United States, and they have like kind of a dark feel to them. Colson Whitehead, he writes a lot of just interesting books to me. I don't know. I just like different stuff. I keep it. Like, I just want to be reading in general. I just think it's like something that is a healthy habit to have, and I just started doing it. And I mean, Yamato, you got to see my
ask
collection.
Ask him back. He asked because he reads too. Ask Sniper what he reads.
What do you read, Sniper?
No, I'm just. I mean, wait. I just wanted to.
There's
ask
no way
something
you
real
read.
quick. No, okay. I read like I used to read a lot when I was like 15, when I was like really into just like books and everything, but it was just like self-help books.
Like
books.
which ones?
I accept. Like, do you know who David Goggins is? Like,
of
course.
You guys know who he is. Okay. Yeah. I read Can't
I
Hurt
read
Me.
both of his books. Yeah.
Oh, you read the Can't Hurt Me? You read them?
Can't Hurt Me. Never finished.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
I
didn't
read
read the
both.
Never Finished. Hey, yo, dab me up, bro. Like, virtual
Yeah,
dab up. Hey, Can't Hurt Me. Let's get it, bro. Let's get it. What the heck?
No, that was my motivation. Like a year and a half ago, I was like a little bit overweight. I started I had sleep apnea. So like sleep apnea is it's so essentially what sleep apnea is when you stop breathing while you're sleeping. And
I think my dad had that.
You can die, bro.
Yeah, you can die. Like I have like a machine that I have to sleep with because of that. I've had it for like years. I don't think I caught it. Like I really knew I had it until maybe I was like 32 or something. I had
Wait, how old are you right now, Dom?
I'm 34.
Wait, bro, you're half my age. Wait,
I'm double your age.
I'm half your age, or you're half?
I'm half your age, bro. I'm 7 years old.
I'm
8 years old. Bro.
I'm half your age.
He has lived double your lifespan. Like
I have lived. Yep,
bro.
Yeah, I was graduating high school when you were born. Yep.
What? Okay, that's crazy. What the hell?
I feel like you knew that I was old. Like, haven't you been calling me old for a long period of time? I feel like you've called me old before. Like, definitely you've called me old. Like, it's solo queue and shit.
No, I knew you were old, but like I thought you were like 30 or like 29. What about you, Yamatos?
I'm 28, so he thought you were Yamato old. No.
Yeah, hey, I mean 28's fine, like you're still in your 20s, you still got your life ahead of you.
34 is
I'm
not
fine.
fine.
You're not
34
fine, though.
Okay.
Yeah, Dom's not fine, but Yamato's good. Yamato's chilling for now.
Yeah. So yeah, fuck it. Why not? Why don't we talk about this on the podcast? So I had sleep apnea when I was 32, and like it was actually pretty bad. Like when I did a sleep study, and at the time I was dating a respiratory therapist, and she like heard me sleep, and she was like this is like messed up. Like you're not breathing when you're sleeping. So I went to the doctor. I did a sleep study, and it turns out that I was having like a mid to high level sleep apnea, and they said that if I like kept on sleeping without a CPAP for like 5 to 7 more years, there's a good chance I have a heart attack, because essentially when you have sleep apnea, you stop breathing when you sleep. So I would stop breathing. I would have like 15 apneas an hour, and it would be between like 30 seconds and 1 minute of like not breathing. So this would happen like 15 times an hour, or like 13 to 15 times an hour. So I would just not breathe when I'm sleeping. And that's really bad, because your body, like you need to be deep sleeping in order to repair your body. That's when your body like, like just does all of its maintenance for the day. And I
Yeah.
wasn't pretty much ever deep sleeping. I was deep sleeping like you're supposed to be deep sleeping, hours every night. I think I was deep sleeping like maybe like 30 minutes to an hour every night. So I always felt tired. I started gaining weight. I gained probably like 30 pounds because you're like, you're not repairing your body, right? When you're not deep sleeping, like you're not like, it's not like burning fat or anything. So
don't you like lose weight when you just like don't get enough sleep, or do you actually like gain weight?
Well, it's like no, it's like the opposite. So you gain weight, and then also your body like craves more carbs and stuff because you have no energy because you're so tired that you feel like hungry for food that you shouldn't be eating. So it's like it just like pasta and like rice and stuff like that. You just really crave carbs. So I gained weight from sleep apnea, and then when I wanted to lose weight last year, I read David Goggins' 2 books. I read Can't Hurt Me and then never finished. Can't Hurt Me is definitely the better one. The Never Finished is just like, okay, you wrote one book that like ended up banging, so you just made a second one just so that all of us fucking bought it. Yeah, and then I just fucking bought that shit, and then I read it. I'm like, this didn't do anything for me. But anyways, I read Can't Hurt Me, and that was the book that I used to motivate me. I just needed some big dude to tell me like, you're a fucking pussy. Like go out there and start like fucking walking, running, like stop being a fucking bitch. And I was like, okay, bro, that's what I needed in the moment. Stop being a bitch. I started like running every day, and I lost like 50 pounds. So that was
wow.
That was the book. So yeah, no, I've read that book for sure. It's a good book.
Oh, I mean, I'm sorry that happened to you. I'm sorry you had like the sleep apnea or like whatever it was called, but
apnea.
It's good, apnea, yeah. But like, it's good that you turned your life around, like.
Yeah,
not a lot of people do that.
Goggins, bro. I needed some David Goggins in my life.
Simon, you have Arabic background? You have Arabic background?
Yeah, بتحكي عربي ولا لا؟
لازم تحكي عربي يا زلمه.
بتحكي انت يعني شو؟
اهلا وسهلا. When you said your father sleep apnea, my father sleep apnea, and it's something about the Arabic snoring. The father in Arabic family is it's a whole trombone, bro. It's the whole house is vibrating.
I'm like that, man. If I don't sleep with a CPAP, I snore like super loud. Like it's like I've had like Rachel's recorded it before. She's like,
oh gosh,
she's been like, yo, like listen to this shit. This shit is fucking crazy. It just sounds like I'm like, it just sounds like I'm fucking yelling, bro. Like it's full mouth. Like it's fucking like, what the fuck is wrong with this guy, man? Like, are you gonna die? So, no, it's fucking bad, man. Like hey, does your dad use a CPAP? Like that shit will change your life, man. I'm like the biggest advocator of using a CPAP. Like it changes the quality of your sleep so much. Like sleeping with a CPAP for 6 to 8 hours right now makes me feel like if I slept like 10 to 12 back then. I literally get like 2 extra hours of sleep in terms of how I feel every single night from using one. So does your father use a CPAP or anything like that?
You want to go first, Yamato? Because my
father got one, right? Because of like Swedish health insurance. He sold his. He just sold it.
Nice.
He sold it.
Okay.
My father sells everything. He sells cars. He sells everything. He sees something cheap. He buys it, sells it for more. Like it's just business nonstop. He just sold his CPAP machine.
But no, it's actually respect. Like he can make more money off that, and then maybe like buy a new one or something.
Die early as a result.
No. You can buy a new one. You can buy a new one with the amount of money.
Okay, nice. You can just scam it. So just a Medicare fraud.
Yeah, something like that.
Type of Medicare fraud.
It was stolen.
Nice, excellent.
What about you, No, I guess we continue with the CPAP.
Yeah, no, I just wanted to ask you, does your father use like a CPAP or anything? Does he use a machine when he sleeps?
I think he used to use one a couple years ago, and then like his sleep just got good because he started developing like better habits. So his sleep is much better now. But I wanted to ask, isn't just like using a mouth tape just it kind of just like cure the thingy that you guys were like going through and stuff?
Not necessarily, because the thing is like with a mouth tape, you'll still not be breathing out of your nose, because the whole problem is that you stop like sucking in air, and what a CPAP does is it just pushes. It's like a CPAP. I think what it stands for, it's like a constant pressurized machine. So it's just constantly pumping air through your nose. So you don't like, even if you stop breathing, it'll just give you the air for you. Like it'll just put air into your lungs, and it 100% treats the like sleep apnea. Like a CPAP is 100% effective at curing sleep apnea. So it's like perfect thing.
I see. Where does it come from? Like, how do you even develop this sleep apnea? It's genetic or something.
Yeah, there's like different ways that you can have it. I mean, sometimes like for people like they like if you're massively overweight, it can happen. If you're like 300, 400 pounds, like it's very bad for you when it comes to like the
Bad
sleep. A lot
sleep
of people,
habits too. Bad
yeah,
sleep
yeah,
habits too. Like
bad
if
Yeah.
you
sleep
sleep
habits.
in bad positions too, because like
Mhm.
like if you just like have your neck different or like your position is bad, like just making your pathways more narrow is usually the thing which
Yeah.
can happen for multitude of reasons for sure.
Oh, okay, I
Dangerous,
see. Yeah. I thought it was only
dangerous
like
stuff.
a maybe like a Arab thing or something until Dom was just like he just mentioned that he also had it, or like
Yeah,
you're still like using the sleep apnea thing.
yeah,
So
yeah. I still use it.
yeah, so I don't know, like whoever's going through that is like I just feel super bad, because you could just die whenever in your
All
sleep.
I'm saying,
That's like
if
such a
you
bad thing.
like, it doesn't matter if you're snoring a lot and you feel tired when you wake up. Get a sleep study. It will change your life, man. Like having a CPAP. Like a lot of people are like, oh, I don't want a machine on my face. Like I use like a very like easy, just like a nasal one. It is so good. Like
I think
it's
it's so
so much
fucking
better. If
funny,
you
bro, that
if
we're
you have
having this
bad sleep apnea,
conversation with
use
a
one.
Yeah,
17-year-old.
okay.
Yeah.
No. I mean, who knows? I might develop it later on.
We're
Like,
preparing you for life, Sniper. That's what we're doing here, man. We're preparing you for everything.
yes sir,
These
yes
problems
sir.
are
Bro,
coming for you, man. You gotta be ready.
look, look, snipers played in the LCS for 1 year. You gotta fill time, bro. You gotta make it interesting. Hey, this the sleep apnea CPAP segment. This is what makes the Smackdown different. Who else is bringing these topics up with
No,
our
exactly,
aspiring pro players?
exactly.
It's crazy. Yamato, you wanted to bring us back. I could hear it in your
No, I
voice.
just needed before we move on from the Arab moment we had. What's your Arabic origin? I'm curious.
Uh, Yani, can I say this in
يعني
Arabic
من-
or should I just say
يعني
it in
say in
English?
English so I
Yeah,
understand.
for Dom as well. Yeah. Okay, yeah, no. My background is Syria, but I was born in Toronto. I was like born in Canada for the rest of my life. Oh, wait, what did I
Yeah,
just
for your
say?
whole life. Yeah.
Sorry, I was born in Canada. Yeah, that's what my origin is. Syria is my background. What about you?
Okay. No, so my family fled from Palestine during the Nakba to Syria. So basically, Syrian Palestinian. So my father grew up in Syria, but we fled from Palestine. So I have Palestinian background and
Yeah.
Syrian too.
Yeah, if you look at
Oh,
his 23
wow.
and me, it just says from the Orient. So apparently that
Yeah,
is.
that's fucked up.
Oh, no, I see. But I thought you were like supporting Palestine and stuff on your Twitter. So I didn't know you were you spoke like Arabic and what the heck? This is like such a
Speaks
surprise.
everything.
My brother, you're literally my
My
brother,
brother, man, my brother, I
from
just want
another
you to
mother.
succeed. Bro, it's like, there's something about the bond. I don't know. When Dom told me that Fudge's name was Ibrahim, I was like, oh, Ibrahim, Lazim, he needs to play good. Ibrahim needs to do better. And now I need Sniper to do good.
Exactly.
Or
No, I
even as
appreciate it,
Shilton
man.
as DK's support. His name is Moham. I pretend he's Muhammad. He's supporting. He's there to game,
They
but he's
got
a
mad at me when I
disappointment.
did that. I
Oh,
called
that's
him
hilarious.
Muhammad, and then people said, "Hey, don't mess around with the prophet's name." I was like, "All right, my bad." Like shit, I was people in my chat were on my ass about that, calling Muhammad.
Now, me and Sniper can.
Yeah,
That's
Yeah,
yeah. I
fine.
just don't have
exactly,
the pass.
exactly.
All
It's the
right, my
most
Yeah.
bad.
common name on planet Earth. It's
Oh, Muhammad, true.
yeah,
Yep.
yeah, yeah.
I thought it
Very
was like
perfect
Yusuf.
segue.
Well,
Yeah, sorry.
I
What
know.
did
I
you say?
thought it was Yusuf or like or maybe it was Muhammad. I'm not
I think it
100%.
was like Muhammad Lee. Lee is the most common last name, and then Muhammad is the most common first name. Because it's like in the Arabic world, it's a badass
Yeah,
name. It's the best name that you can have.
exactly. Yeah,
No,
yeah.
let us segue to gaming because we mentioned the first LCS split. First LCS split.
Yeah.
Big lessons, big changes. Talk to us. What comes to first mind when I ask you what is the greatest memory that you experience now in first LCS year before we go to Worlds?
Yeah, like my first ever LCS game or just my first
No,
split?
just first LCS year. What stands out when I say talk to me about this year before Worlds?
Oh, before Worlds, of course, yeah,
Yes.
which was a disaster, a complete disaster there, but yeah, we don't talk about that. One
Oh, we
word I'd
will.
say is
We
oh
will talk
gosh,
about it.
okay, oh
That's why we
frick,
brought you
okay.
on the show, bro. You have to talk
Uh,
about everything. Look, it's not like you've played for like 10 years, bro. We've got 1 year to work with here in the top level. We got to go into all of it, bro.
He
It
was
is what
like,
it is.
"Thank God we're wasting time on sleep app machines." He's like,
yeah,
"Man,
I was
we're
gonna
gonna
say that, you know.
dodge all the questions."
Yeah, we're
I
dodging
didn't mind
everything.
talking about it. Yeah, I was literally dodging like the Worlds topic the entire time. But no, yeah, the first year was just it was, I don't know, like everything I feel like that happens to me is just like a really big life experience, and I kind of just have this mindset where like whatever happens happens. Like I'm just gonna try to make the most out of the present, and just like, yeah, just whatever happens to me, I'll learn and make sure I do it better next time. So that's kind of how this entire year went. Like I came into it with no expectations. I was just trying to like get through day to day, and fortunately, like something clicked in me, and I think it was like my passion to just like become one of the best players, to just just lock in, play as good as I possibly could. Which wasn't like, I wasn't doing that consistently, but I had my ups and I had a lot of downs as well. But yeah, overall it was just, yeah, just a good experience overall, And even if there were bad experiences, I learned from those, and that's why I'm gonna try to do a better job for next year, like to work on these mistakes and stuff, if that makes sense.
Okay, okay. Give us some specifics. What's a good experience? What's a bad experience? What comes to mind?
Yeah, I think the good experiences was just like the environment and just everything that was happening in the 100 Thieves room. Like everyone was very supportive. Everyone was very like, sure, they were hard a lot of the time, especially like towards me, just because I was a rookie. And like I would say 70% of the stuff we talk about in scrims was like mainly, I don't want to say targeted towards me, but it was like it was pretty targeted, just because everybody wanted me to improve and they saw the potential that I had. So I thought that was like a really good moment for me, just because like people see potential in me to become a good player. Like that might seem selfish, but like not a lot of people have that around them. So that was very nice. And just being with the players, being with everyone. And the bad stuff I would say was, uh I don't know. I feel like anything can happen in the future. I thought going from spring to summer, I'd have like a really clean transition. I thought I'd just, become a top 3 top laner like right away again, but that took me some time. And yeah, I realized that like you kind of need to adapt to just like certain situations, and that's what I struggled to do during this summer split. At least I was like running it down. I'm sure like you saw the Team Liquid games, the FlyQuest games.
Well, yeah, I mean, for me, it was just like 2v1s were not good. Like lane swaps are not a good thing to have introduced in your first year. That's something that hasn't been like in the game obviously since what 2016. So you probably never even considered the possibility of like having to learn lane swaps or like understand like how to optimally get experience. Was this like do you think that this was like the main reason that you struggled more in summer? Because when you played in spring, there was like zero lane swaps essentially.
I mean, I definitely struggled with the lane swap meta at the beginning of the split for sure, but I got better at it. But I think most of it was just mental for me. Like, there's no way I should be. I think I was in a good spot at least like 4 or 5 of the lane swap games, and I ended up going like 0-5 or 0-6, at the end of the game. So I feel like it had to have been mental, which it was. So I had to like fix that up again, and that's where I got right back on track, because I learned to just adapt. And then I started getting better at lane swap meta just because I was more present in game, which I think like meditating helps with that a lot. And then um, yeah, that's when I guess I started playing the way I wanted to. Yeah.
Interesting. Yep.
I wanted to ask in terms of you guys as a group, because you guys were very peculiar how you played. It's like I think that you guys seemed very unified in the way you played, although very simple, almost caveman-like gameplay in terms of like just fighting. But you guys were unified, which is central. Uh, in terms of the
the nicest way to
conversations.
ask that question I've ever.
No, you're not. No, you're not wrong though. Like, we are cavemen. Like our coaches would say this as well. Just intuition, monkey intuition. Get in there and just play like
Yeah,
monkeys.
it's fucking rock and roll, right?
It's just like
It's
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
ape strong
And
together. Holy
this
fuck.
is me
Yeah, that's what
sugarcoating it,
my
by the
coach
way. This
said.
is me sugarcoating it.
No, you're not wrong. Keep sitting.
How did practice go? Like, what were the conversations? What were like methods of improvement? How is Goldenglue as a coach, Mr. Fallout guy himself?
Wait, Mr. Fallout guy? Oh, why would you call him Mr. Fallout guy?
Because he
What's
looks
the?
like the
Oh.
character.
Oh, of the Fallout character? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
what are you talking about?
Yeah.
Wait, I gotta search up how the character looks like real quick.
Shit.
And then
Yeah.
I'll get to that question in a second. But like,
Bro,
I actually have
he's just making us feel old.
wait.
I don't-
I
that's
watched the
crazy.
TV show. I watched the TV
The
show.
TV show.
The TV show. Oh no. Oh god, he's such a zoomer. It hurts.
No, it was good.
Oh,
The TV
Jesus.
show was pretty good, guys. Come on.
That's
No,
fine.
I
That's
know,
alright, yeah.
it was pretty good, but it's just
Yeah.
like it's that's like if somebody like if somebody said to you like, oh man, like I fucking really love Jinx, and then you're like, yeah, I mean it's a pretty cool character, and then they're like, yeah, from Arcane, like because I watched it on Netflix, like that's what I like that's the equivalent of what you just did to us. Where it's like we grew up
Oh.
playing like Fallout, like this game, it's like a legendary game, Fallout 3, one of the best games that I've ever played. It's like a fucking life experience. It's the environment, everything. It's just you love the game when you play it. It's a favorite, and you just said, yeah, the show. I watched the show. It's pretty good. Come on, man. Like,
My condolences. I'm sorry. I'll
Okay.
correct myself. Now I know who the guy is. Now I know how he looks like.
Yep.
But yeah, back to your question, Yamato. Sorry, my brain just like lagged for a second there. What was the question again?
How was Goldenglue
Uh,
as a coach, essentially?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I feel like he was probably the best coach I could possibly ask for. Like, especially outside of the game. Like, I learned a lot from him. Like, I'm, like I'm starting to work out every single day, or not, well, most days at least because of him. Starting to have like a much healthier diet because of him. He like introduced me to a lot of these things because, like I said, during online school, like I didn't really have that exposure to just socialize with a lot of people my age. It was mostly just I was just in a room by myself, and I guess with my family around me as well, but that doesn't really count. You get like, So yeah, he introduced me to a lot of outside games that helped me perform in game, and in game especially. Like he was hard on me when he thought I was playing bad, which helped me really lock in and tell myself, okay, like you know, Rayan, you need to really just focus up and you know stop hinting like this. So yeah, he was just always there for me. I couldn't ask for a better coach. Both of my coaches.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. And the day to day in terms of like how the players worked around you because they carry some experience, like River carries experience, right? How did they impact you? How did the day to day look like? Did you guys do scrim, or was it like VOD reviews about the teams? Did you take inspirations from other players?
Yeah. The day to day was honestly pretty simple. I'd wake up like at 9:20 normally. I'd walk to the office, the 100 Thieves office, which is like 15 minutes away. And then we just eat before scrims. Or sorry, I would just get like a snack before scrims. We'd play from 11 to 2, 1 hour break. I'd play like basketball with spooks. Yeah, that I realized that like my athleticism wasn't as good as it used to be, so had to like get back on track with that. And
Okay.
then scrim, yeah, yeah. Uh, scrims from 3 to 6, and then after that, uh, yeah, I would normally just go back home and kind of just chill for a bit, then play solo queue. But yeah, I mean, like my teammates were amazing, especially River and Quid. I feel like they were like very hard on me, but um, they also saw like a lot of potential in me, just like the coaches did, and they were also sugarcoating a lot of the time, just like my mistakes and that like I need to fix these if I want to be Impact or like Bippo. And yeah, they never really gave up on me. Like they just adapted to what they had, and which was like the beginning of the spring. I was like really bad, and they kept on sticking with like just my progress and kept on helping me improve just in-game stuff.
Okay, okay. Just to make it clear, sugarcoating is like they
Yeah.
were nice about your mistakes,
Yeah, that's what he
or
means.
did they motivate you?
They were like they weren't too hard, or sorry, they were nice about my mistakes. Yeah, exactly.
Okay, okay, okay. So we're like, oh, this int is okay, but you should maybe not do that. Like,
Exactly,
okay,
bro.
okay, okay.
Literally,
Now,
literally.
okay. I just wanted to make sure we're on the same
All
page.
right.
Forgive me.
Yeah. No, you're good. You're good. Sometimes I go off track, so it's good that you mentioned that.
Okay, okay.
I,
And
I wanted
then,
to ask you real quick about how you decide to prepare because you're a player who likes to play the game a lot, right? Like that was always your thing. And there's players, I mean, obviously people are going to think that every player does that, but there's players that learn in different ways. There's some players that love spamming the game. There's players that like watching VODs. I assume that because you're the type of player that cares a lot about mechanics, you care a lot about like how lanes trade and stuff like this, you would be somebody who naturally didn't watch a lot of VODs growing up. You weren't like watching like VODs for map plays and stuff like this. So when did you like start actually watching more VODs? When you did start watching VODs, like what type of players did you watch? Like I assume that you also had to learn how to watch VODs because it's not as easy as just like, oh, watch the VOD. You're probably like watching a VOD, just like, oh, look at that. Oh, that's a sick fucking
Yeah.
E that he did. You know, like
Yeah.
how did you start like actually learning about how to watch VODs and watch film and learn about the game through that avenue?
Yeah, bro, like before the split started, before the LCS year started, I don't think I've watched a single VOD in my life. I'm not gonna lie. I think like
Good to
first
know.
day in yeah, like I'm not even okay, well, I just watch like Worlds and stuff, but other than that, I don't really care too much about it. Um, but yeah, when the LCS year started, like my coach saw that, or my assistant coach Spooks, he saw that like I don't really watch like VODs. I don't watch like solo queue VODs or competitive VODs like too much, or at least like in depth. So he kind of just sat down with me like I was a child, you know, like I was baby, and he would just like go over a lot of VODs like on the daily on just like how to play my lane properly. Like Zeus, we would watch most of the time. So it, he, my coaches definitely introduced me to just like just how to watch VODs and how to watch the right VODs. So without them,
Extract
yeah,
relevant information from the VOD because it's a lot of VODs. Like you have to determine, hey, am I watching something that's fake or am I watching like something that is actually going to
useful.
progress like my gameplay? You know? Yeah,
Yeah,
useful, 100%.
exactly. Yeah, yeah.
So you just mainly watch Zeus? That was like the player that you decided to watch most of. Did you watch any like other players for different things? Because normally you want to like vary the types of players you're watching because you want to take the good parts of everyone. Do you have any other players that you were really watching, or you mainly just model yourself after like a Zeus type player?
It was literally just like Zeus and I guess I'd watch Bin sometimes as well, but it was mostly just Zeus and just solo queue top laners, like one tricks and stuff is what I'd
Mhm.
normally watch. Yeah, because of my coach.
Nice,
Yeah.
nice.
This video is powered by Opera GX. Let me convince you why you should switch over to Opera GX. The first thing that always comes to mind is, Yamato, I have used the same browser now for 9 years and I don't want to move over because I got my bookmarks and my passwords and my cookies and all that jazz. That is how they get to you. That's how they keep you entangled in the web. Well, Opera GX offers a very, very simple solution where you scroll down here after pressing the cogwheel that I just clicked. Synchronization, import bookmarks and settings. Very easy. You can choose any browser that makes sense and then you press import and then boom, you are up to speed. Now you can enjoy all the things that Opera GX offers. Currently, Opera GX is working together with Riot Games to offer you exclusive features that are only here on this browser. First and foremost, I'm going to press get the mod. I have now unlocked bonus features and content. Let's check it out. LoL Esports, a landing page where you can check out the schedule, see what's up. You can see past pains, and you can see maybe, a moment of hope if you want to go back. You can also keep track of all the co-streamers that are streaming. You see some familiar faces, maybe you're not too excited, and then suddenly you scroll down and you see, wow, this landing page keeps you in the loop of what's going on. In terms of customization, as I press the LoL Esports mod, you can see all the colors changes. We have different sounds coming up and so forth. But the thing is, you can do many different things with this. You, of course, have the opportunity to modify it however you'd like. Currently, there's 3 League of Legends mods. You have the Kisanta one, the Lee Sin direction. Let's get the Lee Sin direction. Ooh, I like that gong. I like that gong. What's the closing sound? Ooh, what's the typing sound? Ooh, I like it. You don't like the noise, you want to change something in particular? Easy peasy. You open the mod page and you just check in. You don't want background music, you can remove background music. You don't like browser sounds, you can remove browser sounds. You like the Kisanta browser sounds, you can combine it. This is the beauty of this browser. Make sure to use the link below, whether it's in the comment or in the description, to install Opera GX, and then you have automatically the League of Legends mod unlocked, which gives you access to all of these features that I just mentioned. It will also support the channel. Thank you very much, Opera GX, for helping us out. Thank you.
Yamato, I saw you put a 1 here.
Is it time? Is it time to breach the world's
it's
question? But
guys,
should we sugarcoat it by asking how did it feel to beat C9 and qualify to Worlds?
Yeah, no. We'll sugarcoat it.
C9.
So you embarrassed the entire region
have...
internationally. How did that feel?
Okay.
Like,
I mean, okay, like I think I don't know, like it felt trash, because I thought I thought we were gonna 2-0 this team. Like, oh, Summit, this guy was MVP like 30 years ago. Like this guy's washed up. I'm gonna be better
It,
than
it
him.
was
You know, like
it was literally like 2 years ago, but yeah,
I,
it's fine.
like it was like 30 years, 30 years in my eyes. Okay,
Okay,
I was like
nice.
2 years old during that time. But
Okay, perfect, excellent.
yeah, I don't know. Like I think obviously Quid had a 0-10 Vex game, but even then we should have won the third game. But I think we were just some of us were just nervous. I was nervous myself. Just like playing my first international game, like oh my, in the back of my head, I'm like, oh my gosh, like Dom's watching me, like Keijo's watching me, like Anas is watching me. What's going on? You know, like so I just
We ruined it,
I
so
just
we're
wanted
to
to
blame.
relax and everything.
We're to
Well,
blame. Okay.
not literally. It was mostly just like after the game, I was like, okay, I don't want to watch these guys because I know we just embarrassed the region. But it definitely sucked
Don't
because
go
we should
look
have
on
won.
my Clips channel, bro. Don't go look on my Clips channel for my rant afterwards. Like
Okay,
I hope you did not see my rant. That's all I'm saying.
I didn't see it. I didn't see it. Thankfully, I didn't see it.
Okay,
Yeah.
good. We avoided it. But
Yeah.
so when you were playing these matches, like it seemed like the hard part for me to watch was it seemed like you guys did not play like yourselves. Like you were the team that would fight everything, right? You guys would show up to objective fights, and that you had the caveman play style. And it felt like you guys weren't being cavemen in that game. You guys were being like, scared kittens or something. So what was what was it like playing on this game? Was it just nerves from the team in general? Was it like you guys had poor scrims? Like what led to the 100 Thieves we saw at Worlds?
I mean, our scrims were like not even that bad to be honest. We went like 2-4 against G2, I think. We went 5-1 against Mad Lions at some point. Um, we were like doing pretty good, you know. So I thought it was gonna be a free win. So I think yeah, like you were saying, or like Yamato was saying earlier as well. Like we're a caveman team. We're about intuition, and I like me personally, I wasn't really playing with intuition. I was thinking too much, just about like everything in general. So, um, I definitely didn't play my best that day, of course. Yeah, I just feel like we were just thinking too much. Like our macro was terrible. Like our team fighting wasn't even good because we were just getting into our heads. I could feel it from the players as well. So it just it was just like an experience so that we could do better next time and yeah, just play like ourselves, you know, because we didn't that day.
Yeah.
So what's the big lesson? Like if we now me and Dom we're talking about 100 Thieves, they're making it towards the game. Let's imagine the roster is somewhat similar. What is the big lesson that you're carrying? How should me and Dom sell the fact that it's going to be different than this this
Yeah, this
story
world. Yeah,
experience? I'm sugarcoating it.
yeah, 100%. I mean, I think just just going into it, playing with like just thinking that you're the better team, you know, because I could definitely feel that day that like nobody thought we were gonna like the energy just wasn't giving, you know, like nobody was getting hyped or anything. Everybody like they were just zombies, you know, like we weren't really talking to each other much. Like the energy was just bad. So yeah, I think just going into it, just feeling confident about ourselves, you know, because I guess that's like kind of my job as well. I feel like of the team, it's just like giving the energy and just helping everyone else on the team as well. You know, feel the same way that I'm feeling. And I just didn't do it that day, so that's kind of what I regret. Just not feeling not giving the team confidence. You know.
What led to your champion picks in the R7 series? Because I was surprised to see you just like locking into just locking in Cassante into like Summit's Renekton. I mean, Summit's like really known for his Renekton Gnar, and that's a matchup where it feels pretty hard for you to do a lot, I guess, on the Cassante side. What was the mindset behind the Cassante picks for you?
Honestly, my entire or my coaches especially just thought it was good, so I was like, okay, like my Cassante is pretty good. I've been popping off on it in scrims and stuff, but I at the beginning I didn't want to ban Gnar because I wanted to set up the Irelia pick into the Gnar, and I like we played it in scrims. Even
Mhm.
against Aurora, I would make the enemy top laner go like 0-10.
But yeah,
Thank you.
you would shit on the enemy top laner in scrims with Aurelia.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah, I would poo on the enemy top laner because I don't cuss. That's
Okay,
that.
perfect.
Yeah. Uh, and then yeah, like I wanted to play it on stage, even if they lane swapped, we could always like just match the Irelia against the Gnar, but I guess we just weren't that confident in the pick, so I was like, okay, I don't care. Like just if I'm not playing my best champion, just pick me Cassante. Like
Yeah,
it's just what everybody's most comfortable on, and I feel
yeah.
like I didn't really have that big of a say in that.
So you said just give me Cassante and let's lose in peace. The Dardoch quote.
Well, it wasn't necessarily losing. Like I was still trying to win, but I was just like,
Yeah,
okay,
of
I'll just
course.
like I'll just do my job. Like, but
Yeah.
yeah, I just wanted to. I really wanted to play Irelia just because I thought it was something I was very comfortable on, and that it would have worked 100% if I got the chance.
It
It's
was
always
just
picks.
a trust the coach moment, like trust the coach. I'm gonna just do what I'm told here.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
Did you tell him off after? It's like, hey yo, bro,
Yeah,
if I could bust out the Irelia.
like all I'm saying is we're not seeing much Cassante anymore in this tournament. Like as
Yeah.
time went on,
Yeah.
like
That's true.
Casante's kind of like disappeared. People are playing different stuff nowadays. So we'll see how World Finals goes.
Yeah. For
But
sure.
on the topic of Aurelia, it's just one
Yeah.
of those picks that I feel like people are always concerned about. Is it actually going to work on stage? It's one of those scrim champs where it's like, okay, you're 10-0 in the scrim, but is this guy going to fight you so much? Once if there's like a lane swap, like how this is going to work. Do you have like you seem like you're comfortable playing those aggressive picks on stage. Did any part of you think like, oh, maybe it is just like maybe I am getting fake data, maybe it is just a scrim champ, or were you just 100% confident in the pick?
I honestly just wanted to play the champion. I just wanted to play Irelia into Nar or Aurora. These were like the only two matchups I was willing to play. But um, yeah, I think Yamato mentioned earlier, like I just kind of just trusted the coaches, yeah. But at the same time, I also didn't play good while I was on Crisante, so it was also my bad. And like there's no reason for me to criticize the coaches when I didn't even play good myself, So I
Yeah.
thought, it was just something I had to, go through and just learn as I was playing the champion. So yeah, I didn't. There's no point in saying anything when I also ran it down, on the champion. Especially in the third game, I didn't play good.
Mhm. Yep.
But,
Makes sense.
but sorry, did I answer your question, Dom? Because I might have like.
Pretty much. I mean, it's just like I think that we can make it a more broader topic, which is
Mm,
how do you feel about like scrim champions? Because there's champions that we see always pop up. Like Aurelia is one of those champions. When we see it in competitive play, when we see it on stage, it never looks as insane as what you expect in scrims. Like Nidalee is a champion we saw a bunch after Canyon played it in MSI. Everyone was playing Nidalee, and it just like never worked on stage for people. Do you like what is the main difference, I guess, that you see with like stage and scrims? Because I'm assuming that you have a lot of experience, popping off. You seem like a player that would pop off really hard in scrims because you play a bunch of champions that require good mechanics, and you play a lot of matchups that people aren't comfortable in.
yeah, I mean, I honestly played similar to the way I play in scrims. If not, I play better on stage just because like I don't know what it is, but maybe it's like the crowd or something that's like hyping you up, but you just feel like you have to win, there's like no other choice. But yeah, I mean, like Canyon for example, just him playing Nidalee and just making it work, like he definitely he shows that he's really good at it in scrims first, and I think he also tells the coaches that like, okay, like this is a champion I will 1v9 on if I get to play her on stage. So I think that's maybe something I should have done with Aurelia, but maybe like I said, I just wasn't that confident going into that day just because it was my first international match, and yeah, I was getting into my head a little bit, like I'm sure that's happened to you, Dom, when you played before. Maybe you got into your head and you just didn't play as good as you know
Yeah, I
should
mean,
have.
there's some days where you just feel different. You're like you just like you watch like it's like you're almost not even playing the game. You're like watching yourself play in a way, and
Yeah,
you're like, what the fuck is like going on? Like
yeah, exactly. That's how I felt
yeah,
like.
yeah. No,
I've had
it
that too,
definitely
yeah.
happens.
Oh,
For
did
sure.
You've
you
had it,
also
Yamato?
play before, Yamato?
Yeah, I played in
Oh,
season 3 and season 2, 1 and 4. So it's like I'm very old school. Like I played like with Reckless back in the day, Björksen back in the day. Like when we were all kids, we were all kids back then.
oh
So
my
I,
god,
I
wait.
played myself too, but I can recognize that feeling because I've told this story before. But there was this LAN that I played where it was my first LAN, and I had to deal with my own food, and I just bought a bunch of like chocolate chip cookies. There was like a big American flag on the cookie package, American chocolate chip cookies, and I was like, I'm gonna maintain a sugar rush throughout the entire day. And then like 3 games in, I just start fucking projectile vomiting. Like it was very bad because I'm
Oh
just
my,
fucking munching cookies. And
Yeah.
then game 4 and 5, when I let's say expunged, I was myself again because before that I felt like I was just running away from the inevitable aftermath of my shitty decision.
yeah. Would you
I
like
was
eat the
16.
cookies? Oh, you're saying okay, that makes sense. But like, did you
Yeah,
eat them
yeah.
like throughout the day or like throughout your
Yeah,
matches?
bro. I just had 3 packages of American cookies. No one
Holy-
covered for me. I was with Nuktak. Nuktak was my mid laner. And he was like, oh, sounds like a good idea, man.
No.
then-
What?
And in his mind, he probably was diagnosing me real time.
Oh my Nah. What is that?
Diagnosis, man. Crazy, man. Like there's old school esports, man. What you came into, Sniper, it's so much different. Like I assume you didn't watch much Pro League until what Viper was playing, right? Like that's when you started watching Pro League.
Exactly, yeah. 2019 is when it was.
Yeah. Okay, so 2019 you started watching Pro League, and like ever since then, I mean, it's been a pretty. I mean, people are gonna criticize or whatever, but I mean, there's a lot more structure than what Yamato and I played in. Like back in the day, man, this whole thing was just crazy. Like we would get sent to like random countries. We were in Ukraine randomly. They just sent us with like our own plane tickets. It used to just be like, just find your way to the hotel, find your way to the fucking venue. There was no managers. There was no one like tracking our food. There was like we didn't even have like a stipend. It's like, yeah, just keep track of like your receipts or something, and then maybe we'll pay for it later on, man.
Maybe?
Like,
They never did.
yeah.
What the heck? What
They
that?
never
Stipend?
did.
Like, what is this?
I mean, it was crazy. I mean, like, dude, I remember we went to an international tournament. It was IM Kiev, and this is like the top 3 teams from NA, the top 3 teams from Europe, and I think there was like 2 other teams that were maybe they were Russian, or I'm not sure exactly what it was. We played this tournament, and we travel there. It's super far away. We have to pay for our food and everything. And for getting 3rd place, like we didn't even have salary yet at that point. For getting 3rd place, we got $3,400 split 5 ways, which barely covered everything that it took for us to be there. So I mean, I used to just do this shit for the love of the game, bro. The money was non-existent, man. Like we were still going to college. Like we dropped out. Like we all dropped out. I think I dropped out right beforehand, but like Skara and Boy were still in school until like summer of that year. So I mean, it was way different, man. Like there was no structure. It was like, is this gonna work out? Maybe you're gonna need a job and do this like on the side. It was a whole different thing, man.
It's a Sniper, brother. A lot of the money was monopoly money, bro. A lot of the money that we were promised or won, it's like sometimes you get like prize money like 2 years after, 1 year after. Like it was ghost money. Like the people that were hosting the tournaments, they would just disappear. You know, it was just
Oh my
disappear with all the
gosh.
sponsorship money. You play like the most random online tournaments ever. Like you never knew what you were gonna get. Like you were happy when you got RP into your account. You're like, damn, I unlocked these 2 new skins. It's like, ooh, guaranteed
Oh
shit.
my gosh, bro! I
You
feel
get-
bad for you guys. What the heck?
You'd
Compared
get
to, like, now,
scammed, bro. You'd get scammed. Like I remember our organization was Dignitas, right? So Dignitas at the time, it's not the same Dignitas. It has completely different management. It's like essentially the brand was sold, but it's a completely different organization. The people that run it are different, whatever. So old Dignitas was based in the UK. And we were obviously all Americans. So when we would win prize money, we only got to keep about like 75% of the prize money, which was fine. Like that was what we agreed to. They actually ended up giving us salary later on. But they would send the money to the UK first. So it'd get like internationally taxed on the way to the UK because Dignitas would be receiving it, and then they would get taxed again. So I remember there was a couple tournaments we played. So we played regionals, which was the qualifier to Worlds because it was an open circuit back then. So all the tournaments that you played throughout the year, you played like a bunch of international tournaments throughout the year. They all led into the regionals. You all got points for them. Then you played regionals. Then the top 3 teams of regionals would go to Worlds. So we played regionals. We got 2nd place. So we played the finals. We lost. We got 6,000 for that. And then for qualifying to Worlds, we got another 5,000 for like we got like 13th place at Worlds or maybe it was only 12 teams and we got 11th place, whatever. We were like one of the lowest placing teams. That was when our strats got leaked. That was the whole Dyrus fiasco. You probably don't know anything about this, but
no idea. What the heck?
You have no idea about any of that. It's a story for another day, bro. We only have you for a little bit amount of time, so we won't go into it. So the point is, we got 6,000 from qualifying and 5,000 from placing like last place at Worlds, essentially.
Yeah. Wait, so you guys were basically us as well.
No, so it was
you also like made it to last place. I guess,
no,
when,
well,
like
before there wasn't play-ins. Like no, we actually made it to the real tournament. You know, we did lose to a Vietnamese team, but it was not as embarrassing as your performance. If that's what we were getting at. Okay,
that makes sense. Okay, I understand.
It was slightly less embarrassing at the time, and we had an excuse because Dyrus leaked our strat, so it was actually significantly less embarrassing than what you went through. Anyways, the point is, we made $11,000. We made $11,000, and when we came back, I think I got like 3,400. It's like, how the fuck did 11K become 3,400. It's like you never knew what was actually going on. You're like, did I get this money? Like, is it because of all the taxes? Was it taxed twice? Did they just pocket some of the money? Like, you never knew what the fuck actually happened. So money was like, it was really fucked up back then, bro. Like, you got in at the right time. There was fun experiences. Like the good part of it was like you'd get to travel the world with like all your friends. You'd meet people from like the solo queue ladder, and then you'd just be traveling the world. It's like, oh shit. Like one day, I remember there was a week where we were in San Francisco on a Tuesday, and then on a Thursday we were sitting in on a Tuesday we were in San Francisco, and on a Thursday we were in Hanover, Germany. And it was like, what the fuck? Like we went from San Francisco, we all went home, and then we were just like in Germany. Then we went to Korea together for 2 months, and like I'd never been to Asia before. So yeah, it was like it was cool. The experience was really cool, but like the money was all fucked up back then.
He played OGN, bro. He played in LCK.
I played in LCK essentially, yeah.
Bro, wait, what? Wait, like were you did you have like Korean teammates and stuff? Or was it
no. My team got so OGN, which was before like LCK, it was OGN. They invited, they had like all the Korean teams, and they like invited 4 guest teams. So it was like us, CLG the normal CLG, and then I think there was one other, I think it was like Navi or like yeah, it was Navi.
No idea what those teams are besides CLG. That's like the only team.
So CLG was that was the Froggen. You know Froggen?
Oh yeah, of course. He played with my brother, I think, on like Dignitas or something.
Oh yeah. So that was Frog. That was when Froggen was considered one of the best mid laners in the world. So it was like Froggen. Wow. Froggen, Wicked. They got semifinals of Worlds that year, so they were really good.
Wait, wait, what?
They made top 4 Worlds. Froggen
I gotta double check this. I actually have to double. I trusted you, but like that's insane.
Yeah, they made top 4 of Worlds, and they made finals of OGN. So they made finals of like LCK essentially.
Wow, what the heck?
Yeah,
I don't know why like he didn't play like this when he was on my brother's team though. Like top 4 World.
that was his last year.
Froggen, bro. Come on, man.
8 years later, bro.
Yeah. 8 years later, but I mean, Froggen was a monster. I played against him at Worlds.
It's crazy that like they got top 4 in season 2. That's like what the heck?
Yeah,
season 2 was like I was like 7.
Yeah, it was huge, and also like you got to consider like because no one was making money. I think you got 150K for getting top 4, so that was huge money at the time. Like people were like that was insane. They also made the finals of that OGN, so they were beating Korean teams.
Oof.
Yeah, were
they even good though? Were like the Korean teams even good during the time, or they were just like as good as they are? Okay.
They're really good. So we made finals. We're just telling him old stories, man. We're just the boomers, like telling him.
Like keep talking about this. I'm actually like intrigued. You know, I want to know like the lore and everything from back then.
There was like Worlds in season 1 that popped off, and after that, the biggest tournament that was played like in the world at that time was called the IM World Championship in Hanover. So there was multiple. It was an open circuit, so there's multiple different tournament circuits that you'd play at one time. So you'd go to like MLGs, and there'd be like a bunch of tournaments you'd go into in America, and then there'd be IEMs, and there would be a bunch of different tournaments that you would play. And this would lead into the IM World Championships, which was based off like a point system that you got points from all the tournaments that you had played up until that point.
Yeah.
So like there was an IM in like Providence, Rhode Island. There was one in there was one in like Dallas. There was one in Dallas. There was one in Hanover, Germany. There was one in Kiev. Anyways, we played the World Championship Finals in Hanover, which was the World Championship Finals of the IM circuit, and we played that, and that was considered like the biggest match that had ever been played at that time. So it was us, which it was Dignitas. We were the best North American team at that time, and then we played against Moscow 5. You've heard of Moscow 5? You've heard of Moscow 5? You've never heard of Moscow 5?
Who's on the roster? Who's on the roster?
Diamond Prox,
Edward,
Gosu Pepper, Edward,
Diamond
Prox. Gosu, like Han Gosu. You guys like the Han Gosu?
No.
It's a different one.
Yeah.
You don't know the weed smoking Darien? No.
He doesn't know anything.
I don't. Wait. Okay, what's the lore behind that? The weed smoking Darien.
No, bro, he would just do the goofiest shit. He would just go buy like AP on Renekton just to spit on people in game. And he would like in his interviews, he would just have like the goofiest answers, and people would just do like MLG edits of him walking on stage, like Snoop Dogg music, and then like adding a joint to his mouth for no reason, and then he turned it to Weed Darien.
Yeah, it was just weed, and he played a Warwick top, and people would call him like Weedwick. That was when people would call Warwick like Weedwick. So he played like Warwick top, and then he just normally what would happen is his team, Moscow 5 Gambit, they were like one of the most legendary teams at that time. They also got top 4 in Worlds that year. So there's 2 European teams that got top 4. And they were actually the favorites to win the tournament. Most people thought they were going to win that tournament because they beat us in IM Hanover, and they were like running Europe, and they were just like doing well in general. They just looked like a fucking scary team.
Yeah, got you.
And what Darian was known for was at the end of games, like he would be normally like 5,000-6,000 gold ahead of his opponent because they would just stomp everyone, and he would just start buying like random items. So he'd buy like Death Cap Unrenected and stuff, and he played like Warwick top when no one was playing it, and people would say like, oh, it's fucking Weedwick. So like Weedwick was what people called Warwick for some reason back then. So yeah, he was the legendary player. Anyways, the whole point of saying this is that like at the time, people thought that like, oh, Gambit's the best team in the world. Moscow 5 is the best team in the world because they just won IM World Championships. And people thought that we were probably also up there because we got second in the tournament. When we went to Korea, we played against like the second teams of like the Korean organization. So like the team that would actually be in OGN that was like LCK. We play against their second teams, and we were getting beat by their second teams like hard. Like they were like stomping us. Their second. So like the 16th best team in Korea was like better than us.
What?
Like,
What the? Wait, that's basically like how it is now, though. No, like
pretty much.
Bottom 8 LCS or whatever, or bottom 7. Sorry.
Yeah, I mean, all I'm saying is like the 16th best team in Korea might beat R7. That's all I'm saying. I'm not sure. I would have to see the match, but the 16th best team in Korea could potentially take down R7. So we'll have to see. You know, we'll have to see. But
what about us though? You know, like we lost to R7. Are we gonna lose to like the 10th place Korea team or what?
I don't know, bro. Bro might be. They might run you guys. If I'm being honest, bro might run you guys. Morgan might fuck you up, dude. You better watch out. Morgan is coming.
I'm not gonna get got by him. He's the only top laner I will not get got by. I like Dudu. That's why he's Josh, you know, because his name is Dudu.
Yeah, you like Dudu. All right.
Yeah. The craziest thing is,
Josh name.
Bro, that season 2, like TPA Assassins won. And I feel like they were the first ones to do your guys' caveman style so well. Like they were very good at pressing their buttons and being unified. Like back then, it's like they would just do combos. They would just like combo on people with like Shen and Alistar and Orianna. And they would just like roam together, roam as 5, a fight. And it was so revolutionary at the time. So they won the world championship. So it's funny that we went full circle because in season 2, teams were playing like you guys do. So you guys need to fucking level up a bit.
Level up for sure.
Layers of strategy.
Yeah, 100%. Wait, who's TPA? They're like a Korean team, right?
No, they're Southeast Asian. They're from like PCS essentially. They're essentially a PCS team. Yeah.
What? Oh wait, that's why. That's where the Nunu skin came from, right?
Yeah. Exactly.
All these different skins. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, they won the tournament. They were fucking good back then, bro. They were crazy. Their top laner, like, and the thing about all those players is, back in the day, like they didn't have their own server. Like it was a while before they opened their server. So like I got to play with all these guys on like 200 ping. So I was like friends with Stanley, their top laner. Like after the game, like I remember he's like, Dominate, I'm so happy. Like he said that to me. He was like the fucking the cutest guy ever. Like this guy was like a mountain, bro. This guy's like 6'4", like a big dude. And he was just like such a gentle, like nice person. And he was played like Nidalee top and all this random stuff. This guy was like a psycho in game. But yeah. He was they all played on NA servers. So it used to feel way more connected because you'd know a lot of the Korean players. Like because when we went to Korea, I'd played with a lot of the Korean players. So I was like friends with like Many Reason and just a bunch of different players because they played on NA. So like everyone kind of started on NA server. I mean, Freddy122, I played with that guy when he was on NA
Europe,
server.
right? Oh, was he on?
Yeah.
He's from Europe. I think I've heard of that name before. Freddy
was top
numbers.
Yeah, he's Freddy122. Okay. He's also the coach of Rogue. So.
Yeah. Okay, that's where I saw him from then. He was the coach of like a team, like a European team.
Yep.
Where do we go from here, fucked him up on Riven. I played Riven. I fucked him up.
What do you mean? What role did you main Yamato? Like when you're a pro player?
LCS. I was AD and top, and I played top in LCS. But bro, like if you look at my win record, it's probably like one of the worst ones ever in LCS. Like like it was double round robin. I think I won 4 games, and I think I lost 16. So I have 4-16. That's like team velocity, team coast level numbers, bro. Our team was called Dragonborns. It was horrible. I was practicing on like a MacBook with only one USB plug, so I was just playing on like the keyboard, so it's like the practice.
My gosh. Did you like play on stage at least? Like were you playing on the LCS stage?
Yeah,
or was it like only on your MacBook? Okay, well like wait, how can you practice if you can only play on a MacBook? Like you're already handicapped, no? In that case? It wasn't what the hell?
Why do you think you lost every game?
I guess that does make sense, yeah.
It's like we boot camped for 1 week And after we bootcamp for 1 week, I took a big dump on the enemy guy, but we got reverse swept, and you know, my manager gave pizza to the enemy team as well as us because there was a 5-hour delay. I basically played one best of 5. It took 12 hours because the servers just died.
Yo, man, 12
And then
hours.
our
What the
manager
heck?
ordered pizza
Yeah,
for
come
us
on.
because we're hungry, like genius
Yeah.
move. And then he's like, we shouldn't waste the food. Here, enemies eat the food.
Oh
And
my
that team was
god.
like a full Polish team. Like probably they were like, you know, low budget, you know, in Germany. They weren't eating, you know, and then boom, they powered up and we were reverse swept, man. They fucked us up, bro. The Polish brothers.
Bro, screw your coach for that. What the heck? Like, why would he give
Yeah,
them
bro.
food to feed? To give them more
Yeah.
energy to like beat you guys and like stay in it.
Those
Nah.
guys still owe me money to this day, bro. The Monopoly money, man. The fake money.
Dragonborn.
Oh my god, bro.
Just hunt them down, bro. I'm sure they're still around somewhere, bro. Dragonborn. They disbanded in 2013. There's probably still somebody you can talk to about that.
Bro, they declared bankruptcy and made a new org called Elohel. Like
What?
they.
Bro, that sounds like an L9 org or something. Elo Hell?
Yeah.
I feel like some people from like L9 or whatever would make that. That's actually
Yeah,
hilarious.
Elohel.net. It was like a meme page, you know? It's like meme of the day. They would like post like some dumbass meme about League, and that site was very popular back then.
Oh my, what? But it's like Reddit, no? It was like the evil version of League Reddit. It's like
Yeah.
what that sounds like.
Bro, you don't even
Pretty
know
much,
about
yeah.
before Reddit. Like, Jesus. We're going down the rabbit hole. Before
Yeah.
Reddit, man, you should have seen what the League forums used to be. Like,
Oh yeah.
you used to not have Reddit. Like, Reddit was like a revolutionary thing that people used to just post on the League of Legends forum. So on the League of Legends website, there used to just be a forums, and people would just post crazy shit there. Like, it was just ridiculous. Like, you'd have, you know, arguments and discussions, and like sometimes the devs would post like Freak. If Freak posted, everyone was like, "Oh my god, that's Freak!" Like Freak just posted. Like, this is fucking insane. Like, he was a mega celebrity because he was the guy that was doing like the champion spotlights, which was like probably the most viewed content of all time back then. You know, so
Yeah.
man, it was way different back then. Oh man, we're from
Bro,
the dinosaur era, bro.
Yeah, actually, what the heck? Like, you guys are telling me all these different stories, and I'm like trying to like catch up to what you guys are saying, but at the same time, I like don't even know these players, and then I hear like you guys aren't getting paid, you have like no salaries and everything. That's like,
That's
I
why we have
can't
to do
imagine
this
not
job.
having that nowadays. Yeah, I mean that is kind of true, I guess, but like
Yeah.
having no salaries is that's actually mind blowing. Back then, like what the heck? You
Yeah.
can't even do like pro play as like full time.
Bro, there's
That's
so
like
many
so
stories we
stupid.
could tell them, man. There's so many. I ARAM'd a final of a tournament, of a live tournament. I ARAM'd a final. Me and the other team, we colluded to ARAM a final because we were pissed off at the circumstances. They had like a double elimination best of 3 where you would play. The way that it worked is it's not like it wouldn't swap the brackets. So you just play against the same team over and over again. You play against your side of the bracket until you reach the finals. So we played against the team that had Zion Spartan at the time. Maybe they were called TD at the time, Team Dynamic. Maybe they were called something else. They had like 5 different team names, but it was the same. They were Monomaniac, and then I think they were Team Dynamic later on. We played a best of 3 against the team. We won. It was double elimination. We won. Then we played against them again because they're on the same side of the bracket because we were in like the finals. Like, so then that became the losers finals. Then we lost. And then since it was actual double elimination, we had to play against the same team a third time. And this was all on the same day. So we played, and each game went to 3 games. So we played 9 games against the same team in one day, and then we also had other matches on top. So we had like a 15-hour like day where we were playing
what the
15 games. Yeah, so we were
when did you
doing
guys
this.
end? When did you guys even end during this time? Because
This was like, so we would get
like
there.
1 a.m.
I think we started at 9. I think we started at 9 a.m. Our matches started at 9 a.m. and I think they finished at like 1 a.m.
Bro, okay, 9 a.m. is like turbo early, by the way. Like, I wouldn't
it's
even be
crazy
able to wake
have
up during that
official
time.
matches. Yeah, no, it was fucking insane. So we played this
Wow.
tournament, and this was right before regionals happened, and the points didn't matter. Essentially, our team and Curse, we were both locked in. It was Dignitas versus Curse. We were both locked in to our spots in the regional qualifier, and that's the one that matters because that determines who goes to Worlds. The whole reason you're playing all these tournaments is just so that you can get the points to go to Worlds.
Yeah.
And we just didn't want to show any strategies. You don't want to like play against a team that you're gonna have to play in. Like, you're gonna have to play versus that team for a match for Worlds the next week. So why are you gonna show anything?
FlyQuest no? Didn't FlyQuest do that as well? Where they didn't scrim against like any of the Eastern teams, I think, and then they almost beat one.
But I mean, this was like staged matches. Like this was like an event. This is a live event. We're in booths. We're in MLG. I think it was MLG Dallas, or maybe it was somewhere else. Was it MLG Dallas? It might have been in Dallas. No, I don't think it was actually in Dallas. No, it was in Raleigh. It was in Raleigh, North Carolina. That's where we were. So we were in
Okay.
Raleigh, North Carolina, and we were like, why the fuck are we going to play a serious best of 5 versus a team that we have to play a best of 5 against that determines who goes to Worlds the next
Yeah.
week? So we just trolled it. We literally just went ARAM in game 1. You can find the VOD online. I can actually link it to you. And we just ARAM.
No, actually link it to me. What the heck?
Yeah,
Bro, that's content
bro,
right there.
we got stories, man. We're old, man. We got stories.
Well, remind
so
me,
this
what
is
were
just
the
like-
consequences? What were the consequences of this shit?
So we lost. So
Yeah.
the prize money, it was 20K for first place, 12K for second. So we got fined $32,000. They took all of our prize money, and then
Wait,
our
for what?
organization,
Why'd you guys get fined? Like,
because we made a mockery of, because we ARAM'd the final, bro. We literally, they were so mad. They took us backstage afterwards and they're like, what you guys did was extremely fucked up. You made this look like a joke. You're ruining esports. Like, this is the reason why no one's going to take us seriously. It's going to be hard to get sponsored. Like, our manager called us.
serious
We got
talk.
fined our salary for like 3 months. So it was $800 a month. We got fined 3 months salary, all of us, plus $32,000. So like what we used to say is like,
My God. What the
every
hell?
minute that we played, it's like every player for every minute that we played that ARAM just put down $100. Like all 10 of us, just every minute we're just putting down $100 just the ARAM of fucking finals of MLG Raleigh. So yeah, man, like dude, we've got fucking stories. Yamato, where do we go from here, man? Where do we go? I feel like we went down the rabbit hole.
Nah, bro.
Really?
These are like memories, though. You know, like these
Yeah.
are moments that like you cherish, but they're like you like hated. You probably hated your life during that time, you know, because you had to like spend all this money and like just I don't know, do things that you shouldn't have done. You know, like
no, we
it was
loved
so
it.
stupid during that time.
No,
Yeah.
we loved it, bro. Like it's like even in the moment, it just felt so cool to like not be in school. You know, like I was in college and then I'm like, wait, I can just like not be in college and be traveling the world and playing video games. And I'm like kind of making money. Like I think I was supposed to make like 60K that year. I think I ended up making like 30, but I was like, 30 is like pretty good. Also, this is like inflation was less back then. So that was like pretty decent money. I was like, all right, 30K. And I like didn't go to college. There was LCS the next year. I got banned, but you know, we don't talk about that. But yeah, you know, like
Okay, I need to like do like research about that because I don't know you got banned before either. I know like Dardoch got banned and like Incarnation or like Jensen back then. Those are like
Yeah,
the only
yeah.
players I know.
I got banned from
Yeah,
LCS
man.
for 1 year. I had a 1 year competitive suspension, so I couldn't play in LCS season 3, even though I qualified. And then season 4, I joined Curse, and then I had to play their relegations because they were in LCS, but they had to play relegations because they got 6th. So I had to play the relegations, and then I was back in LCS season 4, season 5.
Oh, like
Yeah.
were you just toxic or something? Is that how you got banned? Like in the first place?
I kind of like pretty much we pissed off the wrong rider. That's the long story short was that when
Oh
we
my
went
God.
to Worlds, one of the things they used to do when you go to Worlds is they would like take you on like a tour of Riot. That was like one of the things, and we were like enjoying it. We were just like joking around, and there was a skin they made with like an Udyr skin. It was Spirit Guard Udyr, their original release, and we were just like
Best
me
skin
and
in the world?
Cutie, me and I'm a Cutie Pie. We were just like making fun of the skin, like and like the artist was there, and like we thought that they were laughing. Like I remember people laughing. I remember people like having a good time. And, like I thought we were just being funny, and because like Cutie's like a dumbass too. Like me and him are just dumbasses. Like we're just like talking the way we normally talk, and yeah. we pissed off, and we were essentially they wanted to ban both of us, but Dignitas convinced Riot that Cutie was actually autistic, and that's why he wasn't able to pick up on the social cues, and they bought
Like,
it, and then I was the one that got the penalty. So it was supposed to be both of us. I only got the penalty. They're like, I just wasn't autistic enough, apparently. So
Bro,
you know,
I mean, oh
is
my
what it is.
gosh. I mean, frick 'em, bro. Frick 'em at the end of the day, you know, like you
It
guys
is what it
definitely did
is.
not deserve to get banned, but hey,
Yeah.
Riot's Riot at the end of the day.
Bro, do you know the Team Solo Mebdi story, Sniper? Because
The
you
Team
mentioned
Solo-
Incarnation. Because
Oh.
Incarnation was like I was on the same team as him. Because I made a team with the bad boys of the region in Darkwing Jax, who also a Palestinian man, Darkwing Jax and Incarnation, like Jensen, and then with V1per and El Mupo. And we were like clear to play. Like we were like giga smurfing, by the way. We were shitting on everybody in scrims.
Like in scrims?
Everybody.
Oh, in scrims, yeah.
Like we were destroying everybody. We were boot camping, and like I knew these guys had like a fucked up past because, for example, like Jensen at some point, like I don't want to accuse him of it, but like I was getting DDoS too. Like I was getting DDoS too. I was in the crossfires.
Okay.
And, like I was on the troll list and whatever. But nevertheless, it's like I wanted to make a team. Me and Nuktak were like, yo, who should we get? It's like I was playing bot with Nuktak. So we brought in Jensen, Darkwing Jax, but Nuktak was 16 back then, so he couldn't play the qualifier. So
Okay.
we were boot camping and we were talking with like the EU guy for basically we were talking about with the EU esports head of esports, and he said
Yeah.
you guys are good as long as you guys don't get tribunal banned, because back then there was like a ban system where you went on the league homepage and
Yeah.
basically you would vote if someone deserves to get banned or not.
Okay.
So basically, like players banned players. It would be like everything covered, but their chat logs would be there, and then you choose to ban or not. But nevertheless,
Wait, players
as
would ban
long as we-
players? Like, how does that work?
Yeah,
Is it like
like-
the rioter only? That's like
No,
supposed to
so
ban
like
the-
it was an honor system. So essentially, when somebody would get reported, it would be like on the Riot website, and it was called like the tribunal. And
Yeah.
you'd get some type, like I think you'd get like RP if you did enough of them or whatever. And
Oh shoot!
pretty
Oh,
much,
I remember
you'd-
these actually. I remember these. Like this
Yeah,
is like
yeah.
in season 4, season 3, right?
Season
it was
3,
like
season 2.
Yeah,
Yeah,
season
and you
3,
go
yeah.
you go on the
Wow,
League of
I
Legends
remember
website,
those.
and there'd be the tribunal, and then you would like there would be a situation that was presented to you. It's like this guy said this in chat, and this is what he did, and they would show you like information, and it was just automated, and then you just decide, does this guy deserve to be banned or not? And if you had enough people vote yes, then you would end up getting banned. Like that's just how that shit used to work.
Wait, like was there like a limit to like how many people can like report you, or could it just be like whoever wanted to report this person just like is free to
Yeah,
do
yeah.
it, you know?
You would just mass
Like,
support people. You would
Yeah,
report
you
whoever
just-
you don't like.
You would just
But-
report anyone who
Whoever
you don't like.
Well,
Yeah.
Bro, it was a weapon.
I mean, you would just
What if
you
they
would
don't do
report
anything,
everyone,
though?
To be
Like-
honest, like I think about how much power you had. Like everyone would just report everyone. They would just be like, yeah, everyone deserves to be banned. And like there would always be these things where people would post about the fucked up things they did. But yeah, keep on going, Yamato.
Well, just to
Oh
finish the
my
story, right? It's like
Yeah.
Riot basically told us as long as we don't get tribunal banned, we're in the clear. So I just told the boys, we don't play solo queue. You don't do shit. You guys are dumb fucks. Don't do this shit, all right? Don't play. Like, don't play at all. Because like Darkwing Jax would like flame enemies in scrims. He would be like it's like I'm playing on a trackpad and you are fucking ganking me level 1, and then we would just flame them. He would like add them on Skype. Like enemy team would like post me
Skype.
logs. So it's like, bro, you need to tell your jungler not to write this to my jungler. Darkwing Jax would like threaten Svensker, and it's like, bro, when you see it land.
Yeah.
But nevertheless,
Oh my-
bro, like everything was in the clear. We did the coin toss. We were supposed to play Meet Your Makers. We won
Okay.
side select. Everything was cool. And then it's like the day where we were supposed to go to the airport, I get like added by fucking Mark Merrill on Skype. And all of us are like, no, don't answer the call. Don't answer the call. Like this is probably like, this is Young Buck trying to bait you. I'm like, okay, because they were in the same group as us. Because we knew Young Buck was trying to get us banned. Because, yeah, obviously. And then eventually it came out, Mark Merrill just called me. He's like, yo, 3 of your players are going to be permabanned. We're not going to allow them to go. And then the next day they posted like Darkwing Jax was the most reported player of all time. They posted proof of like Jensen posting people's IP addresses. Like there was like screenshots from months ago. It's like, bye, Young Buck. And then he's like posted his IP address. Like he would do dumb shit like this.
Yeah.
But
Bro.
basically what happens, like Riot NA was like, what the fuck? These guys are playing? We can't let this happen. And the third guy they banned. They just banned him to make sure that our team got disqualified. They just headshot him. He was like the nicest guy ever, doesn't type, was kind of boosted at the game, but it didn't matter. They just had to headshot someone, you know, they just
Yeah.
took him out the back. So there's 3 people banned, and then the incarnation story began, because he went over to like he was coaching SK, and then he went to C9, and Jack was the one who like helped him get him unbanned. It was kind of mental.
Bro, like it must have been so fun, no? Like although people are getting banned and like maybe some careers are like being ruined by like riders and stuff.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
bro,
my
this is
career
so
never
funny
recovered,
back
but it is what it is.
I mean,
It's
you
funny
are here
now,
you know?
but
You are
back
here,
then, bro,
you are.
like after scrimming for 3 months, prepping for this tournament, knowing like we were like one of the best in Europe, it fucking stings. But sharing the story now is all it's so fun.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's pretty
wait,
fun to
what,
talk about now.
what were you like maining back then? Like what was like the
Back
top
then I
end
was
meta and
AD,
stuff?
so I was playing
Oh.
AD with Nuktak. I know that our producer mentioned that he needs to cut short, and I guess Dom, you need to lob the question to Sniper, the usual one,
All right, so this is the usual one. This is what we ask all of our guests. No, it's not a bad one. Pretty
Oh,
much
okay.
the end
Okay,
of our
God.
episode.
Thank God. No worlds.
We gotta, we're already done with Worlds, man. Like we said, all that needs to be said. We just reminded everyone that you did, in fact, lose to R7 and Summit after you made a tweet that was thoroughly embarrassing in retrospect about how you're going to gap him. In fact, it did not happen, and you guys lost to R7. And like we said, embarrassed the entire region, and we're still recovering as LCS
It's on me,
watchers
it's
in
on me.
general.
I get it.
Anyways,
I get it.
the point is, Sniper, that at the end of our episodes, we normally ask our guests, we want to make sure you come out of the episode feeling fulfilled. Is there anything that you wanted to talk about on this show that you didn't get to, or you're like, there was a question you thought that we would ask that's relevant to your career, or something about your life that you wanted us to ask that we didn't end up getting to? If not, we can end the episode. Do we have anything that you wanted to talk about on the show that you didn't get to?
No, I mean, like, you guys literally said like every question that I guess is like you guys were asking really good questions, and the lore behind like the backstories from what 10 years ago when you guys were competing and stuff was hilarious as well. And like whoever comes on the show next, like just know you are in for a ride, like hearing these stories is like probably the funniest thing I've heard all year, and like especially after we
Good
lost
time,
in
man.
Worlds, it was just yeah, it was just quiet. But no, thank you guys so much for having me on the show and
Our
just
pleasure,
like
brother.
shout out to you guys. Yeah, appreciate
I
that.
know it's a
The
banger,
final thing I
bro.
want to tell you, Sniper, final thing, bro. Keep fucking moving, yeah? Keep moving. Hold on to what's there to you and keep moving. Don't ever slow down. You can't ever be relaxed, Like, keep studying all the best players, and you need to always, always keep moving. It's good that you got your brothers to push you, especially Crimson is like breathing down your neck in a way, But never,
Exactly,
never
yeah.
be fucking satisfied, Hold on to that. Hold on to that for their life.
Yep,
Because you
that's
don't
what's
want to
gonna
be
keep you alive.
like me
Yes,
and
sir.
Dom, we've seen so many of our peers come and fucking go, and then they just have fucking regrets. Don't fucking do anything that will leave you with regrets. Like, hold on to what you have, man, because
Yes, sir.
your mind is
Yes,
in
sir.
the right place, and hold on to that, man. Hold on to that. Because now I'm fucking rooting for you, bro. You need to keep going, brother. I'm happy to
sir.
see you play, man.
Yes,
You
sir. Yes,
brought
I
out
appreciate that so much.
you brought out the Arabic dad in Yamato, like he's
Let's
giving
go.
you the speech.
Hey, we take those, like another Arabic brother. Hey, I
Abdel
mean,
Halal, you need to do good. You
yeah,
need to
يلا
do good.
شكرا
Allah
شكرا أما
mark, Allah
شكرا.
mark.
وأنت كمان أما شكرا
I hear
All right.
شكرا.
All
شكرا
right.
كتير.
Well, that is the end of the episode, man. That is the end of the episode. Thank you for coming, and we will be back next week for another episode of the Sackdown.